Good evening and welcome everybody to the sixth round of this season of the JAF Championship. So, if you're looking at the track map here, Happy New Year! Welcome to year 2025. And I believe this is a circuit that it is no stranger to everyone's mind right now. If you're watching from home, watching from anywhere, you're most probably a Singaporean yourself. And it's no stranger, of course, this is the Marina Bay Street Circuit. Made out of 19 corners ever since the 2022 edition, whereby the floating platform has been removed from the circuit. So 19 corners remain on this still very strenuous street circuit, and one of the most strenuous circuits of the Formula One calendar, of course. So looking at this circuit at this point of time, you'll be interested to know that this is only our second street circuit of our 7th season thus far, out of total 6. So, of course, with the entry in the year 2025, we are into our second half of the season already. So, without any further ado, let's have a look at our current championship standings and how did the first 5 rounds of the 7th season go. So here we are. We have the drivers and the constructors championship. We do have a little bit of skipping around. So we do have McLaren still leading the constructors championship by 16 points. Then we have closely following them at 129 points. We do have the second place team of the that's the Williams team, held by championship leader Skipper at number 29. AlphaTauri, otherwise known as the RB team, at 73 points. Mercedes close behind at 72 in 4th place. But Red Bull is really close now, closing in to just 5 points of AlphaTauri, the sister team, third, fourth, and fifth. So it is a very tight upper midfield battle as we add into the second half of the season. Let's not discount those at the bottom as well. We do have a closely contested battle between Alfa Romeo in 6th, Ferrari in 7th, Aston Martin in 8th, just separated by out of 5 points. Alpine in 9th, 8 points behind, and Haas, despite being plumb last, they're at 26 points. So all to play for here. We might just be in our most competitive JF season thus far. So, well, if you are in 6th place in Alfa Romeo, that was my team back in season 4 when I was a driver. Well, you can't let God down. Even if you're in the top 3 right now, let's say if you're in the AlphaTauri team at 73, you can't let the God down because there's so much that can happen, such as the dynamic and competitive nature of the JF Championship. Anything can just happen. I don't think we have seen any season whereby the last place team has already scored 26 points in just 5 races. That's an average of 5 points per race, 5 points a race, and that's probably just having one driver in the top 7 every race. So anything can just happen in the remaining 6 races, including this one that we're having right now. So, of course, we do emphasize the importance of having attendance, having a healthy attendance throughout the entire championship. So, we do have drivers. Well, they may not be that competitive on the circuit, but they do have really, they do commit themselves and dedicate themselves to such a huge extent that they do perform well in the Drivers' Championship. So let's have a look at the Drivers' Championship right now. We do have, of course, a great head-to-head battle, reminiscent of the actual 2021 Formula One Championship between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. We do have Penderden and Skipper tied on points at 95 points. Penderden only taking 1st place by virtue of the number of race wins he has, of obviously winning 3 out of the past 5 races. Skipper only winning 2. So it's really shaping up to be a very interesting championship as going down to the wire. Obviously, we do have a different point system compared to the realistic Formula One Championship. We do have more points awarded for the top few places, and as well as points being awarded down into the 12th position drivers. So long as they are classified, that is being completing at least 75% race distance. So more opportunities for drivers, even though if they do choose not to finish the race, they just choose to maybe make a mistake, maybe quit the race at about 89% race distance, they'll still be eligible for points. So that motivates more drivers to attend each race in order to be eligible for the prize pool. So once again, not to keep distracting you, looking further down the grid, beyond the top two, we do have Techromancer, Season 6 champion, down with 65 points. Darky is 60. So another head-to-head battle for the final podium spot in terms of the Drivers' Championship. Who's going to be a second runner-up? It's going to be Darky, is it going to be Techromancer? That's not to say that it is not competitive down there, because we have Noom, X-Knights, Beasim, and Wido, and Ramen separated by less than 20 points. So anything can happen there. Sky, of course, is still 18 points to his name in 10th place. So still a huge shuffle was still expected as we move on towards the remainder of the race. Now, of course, we do have some attendance issues towards the first half of the season. So reserve drivers, as we all know, Wayne has been extremely strong, has been carrying multiple teams up to the name, drawn multiple races in the first half. And obviously, we do have multiple drivers who really want to be part of the. Well, we do have drivers who really want to be part of it for the first half. So obviously, we really want Wayne to appear more often. And of course, Wayne, let's hope he comes in more often. And is he coming today? Yes, he is coming today. This time replacing the Ferrari driver of Junwei. So Ferrari will be looking for to have such a strong name to the disposal today. And that also means Ferrari will have both drivers at their disposal this evening. Curado, once again, joining as the first driver for Ferrari, and Wayne will be replacing him. His teammate, Junwei, unfortunately not reacting to the voting system, and I don't think the management team is going to be happy with that. Other drivers who have not reacted, unfortunately, Yovex, Season 4 champion, Doritos in our AlphaTauri team, and Rowary in the Haas team. So 4 drivers not reacting, and thankfully we do have a couple of reserve drivers coming in as well. So other reserve drivers coming today, we have Maple Leaf coming in for Red Bull again, replacing Sky, Season 6 Mercedes driver. It's in the Red Bull for this season. So that is Sky. Ryan, unfortunately, not coming in today as well. Zucano and Alfa Romeo will be replacing him. So we have a total of 17 drivers here, 14 from the main roster, 3 from reserve. And that is it. We have a full qualifying session today, as opposed to a short qualifying session as we have for the 5th race of the season. So it is all to play for this evening here in Singapore. So the timeline is 8:57 p.m. We still have a little time before the qualifying session will commence. So as it stands, we still have a few teams that we have to cover. That is a driver's profile for this season. So first up, let's have a look at the Aston Martin team, made up of Yazizi and Beasim. Beasim, of course, no stranger to the JAF Championship. This is his 3rd season of the participation in the JF. Yazizi obviously just doing a little faster in terms of hot lap and Bahrain, but we do know Beasim, well, he's been attending more races compared to Yazizi, and obviously that hot lap and Bahrain not indicative of his actual pace. We know Beasim has decent race pace, constantly improving over the seasons. I have raced with him before, personally, back in Season 4 in another racing league, and obviously Beasim has been really strong. Not that strong in qualifying, but he has the capability of picking up in the race, and that, as a result, has put him up in the 7th place in the midfield battle in the Drivers' Championship. So Yazizi, obviously, given the hot lap in Bahrain, we do expect more coming from him, but, well, obviously not attending as much as Beasim, obviously, and running some misfortunes in the first 5 races, and that has hampered his ability to showcase his true pace, what he's capable of here. Yazizi obviously having 2 DNFs already this season, but having a few point scorers there. He scored 1 point in Qatar, and that's about it. He has 2 DNFs and 1 DNS in Spain. 1 non-point scoring finish back in race 4, and the single point in Qatar with a 12th place finish. So helping to make some amends for his misfortunes here in Singapore. Not sure if he attending today. Yazizi, yes, we do have both Aston Martin drivers attending this evening. So let's obviously see more from them coming up for today. Meanwhile, in the Red Bull team, unfortunately, we have not seen the other driver. I think the other driver Sky has pulled out already. I'm not sure what has happened, but yeah. Without further ado, let's look at our final team, the RB, or should I say AlphaTauri team. So the AlphaTauri team made up of Tecromancer, obviously one-time champion Tecromancer, as opposed to Doritos. Doritos not, 8 seconds slower compared to Tecromancer. But of course, we know Doritos not attending a couple of races. No, not attending any race so far. This season, constant DNS with Doritos, except we haven't even seen him before, to be fair, not even attending the exhibition race in Japan. So, whether that hot lap of a 135.4, 7-second deficit to the other, to his teammate, Tecromancer 127.7, obviously, we know Tecromancer constantly racing and being competitive to the front runners, of course. We're not sure whether that is really indicative of what sort of pace that Doritos has compared to his teammates. So, as much as we hope to see him here again, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see Doritos here once again. And unfortunately, that's going to render him ineligible for the prize pool at the end of the season, owing to our attendance requirements of the JF. So, that's it for the drivers' profiles. And lobby has already been created, of course, by the management team. Currently, we have a total of 14, 15 drivers already in the lobby. We're waiting for a few more to come in. Drivers are being very, very eager to commence the race this evening. And of course, we do have our familiar faces here in the lobby. Once again, we do have Pandadan and McLaren. Pretty eager to start again. Skipper in the Williams. Yes, Skipper is also coming in. So we do have a head-to-head battle between the two title protagonists this evening, and one of them is definitely going to emerge victorious and take the lead overall in terms of points difference, the lead of the championship here tonight. Wayne, of course, in the Ferrari, coming in, stepping in as well, hoping to disrupt the order of things here. Corrado will be really trying to use Wayne as some very, very good help this evening. But we do have Red Bulls as well, Maple Leaf and Ramen, two extremely enthusiastic drivers, and of course, showing very, very good raw pace as well. So these two drivers in Red Bull hoping to really unsettle the front runners here. The front runners really got to be careful here this evening, knowing that there's going to be some very quick drivers right behind them. Daki and Tecromancer obviously coming in and being present here in the lobby as well. So Hamilton and Skipper will not only have to worry about themselves, but obviously having to worry about their fellow competitors starting further down below the grid as well. So, extremely competitive grid here today. If you're just coming to watch us, do not go anywhere. You're in for a show tonight to kickstart 2025 with a huge, huge bang here. So, of course, what a better way to start the year at a circuit everyone's familiar with, the Marina Bay Street circuit here in Singapore. Everyone knows that, well, it is home. This is home truly and surely. So, still awaiting a few more drivers to come in. We're still lacking 2 more drivers, and the management team really doing the utmost best to make sure to come to the grid as soon as possible. So, meanwhile, while we're awaiting for the final few drivers coming to the grid, let's give a quick recap of our JF rules and regulations. In case you're new to the JF and you're just coming to look at the league in the year 2025, yes, we do have some we do have some changes as opposed to the real life Formula One season. So let's give a quick recap of the rulebook here on how our point scoring system differs from the real life Formula One. So let's have a look at the scoring points allocation here. So first place, as with real life Formula One, you'll be awarded 25 points. Second place, 21 points. Third place, 18. And all the way down to 11th place is just a difference of 2 points per place. So fourth, 16, fifth, 14 points, sixth, 12 points, 7 points, all the way down to 11th place with just 2 points. But if you do finish 12th, you'll only, well, I wouldn't say only, you'll still get 1 point. It's a consolation prize, but a crucial consolation prize at that. Because you never know when that 1 point is going to become crucial in terms of deciding championship, or is it going to be deciding what part of the prize pool you're going to get. And obviously, we do have a prize pool primarily tailored towards the Constructors' Championship, so it's going to be extremely important for drivers to work together as a team and enhance the collaboration with the team throughout the race. And that is what the JAF is all about, and the vision of the JAF itself. So, obviously, drivers looking forward to work together. Let's see, tonight we have Maple Leaf and Ramen both on Red Bull. Well, we know that if two drivers are really close in pace, they're going to work together, obviously, and go to the extent of possibly splitting their strategies in order to make sure that the elites hatch themselves with the optimal strategy in order to beat their opponents in the event that one of the strategies go wrong, of course. So we do have to keep an eye out for teams today. We have both drivers. So Red Bull, obviously one of them, we have both drivers. McLaren and Williams, both of them, also having both drivers at disposal. Panadam with Shining Storm and Budweiser and Skipper. Now, this Williams team obviously being extremely scary. If you're a Panadam, you might be thinking these two Williams drivers extremely scary. We know Budweiser, constant Q3 and Q2 appearances throughout the season. And obviously with Skipper himself, well, you might think this is more of a Lando Oscar sort of situation as opposed to McLaren. Bit of a unfortunate Verstappen Perez sort of situation in the McLaren. So obviously Panadam will be looking forward to and encourage Shining Storm to do better. It's his home race. I mean, who knows? It is Singapore. It is a JF. Anything can happen, and we might see even the slowest of drivers getting up a podium. The consistency is so important here in the JFs. Well, to abide by this phrase that says, if you want to finish well, first you have to finish. And obviously, drivers will be looking for it. Knowing that this is a street circuit, they will be looking for it to know that they have to finish the race first if they really want to score any points, as a matter of fact. So this is going to be really important for drivers to make sure that you can bring a car back in one piece and not just focus on raw pace. And I'm pretty sure that constant reminders from both the race engineers as well as their teammates in order to remind themselves about that. And meanwhile, we are probably getting a go ahead, are we? The time is ticking down already. Are we going to get a go ahead? We are getting go ahead at 9:08 p.m. Singapore time. And let's not forget, we do have the time option in a second set to realistic. So it is going to be 9 p.m. in game time as well. So let's go. It's going to be, well, I'm not sure if the weather is going to be realistic. It is wet outside. But Singapore is going through a huge deluge of rain during this monsoon surge in this very part of this time of year. Constant rain for the past 24 hours here in real life. And if the game is going to replicate that, it is certainly going to be putting on some huge drama, obviously, because we do know that it is going to be extremely slippery. High humidity in Singapore, obviously. And I don't think the game is going to be... I think the game does well in replicating this high humidity conditions here in Singapore. But what we're looking at now is, for the time being, it is a dry session. Nothing we see chatting on the track right now. And we have a dry session in the darkness. Obviously, darkness. We have lots of floodlights lighting up the Marina Bay Street circuit now. Well, darkness of the sky, but this floodlight is just shining straight on the circuit. It is go time for Q1 in Singapore. So once again, reminder to our drivers, by the management team, do not advance after Q3. Anyone wants to place a bet that someone's going to click advance anyway? Well, we definitely need to impose a little bit of a penalty whoever does that. And yes, Idris, welcome to the chat room. One of our drivers here, the Alpine team, of course. Idris, a lot of fast drivers today. Yes, there are lots of fast drivers today, and one of them is already coming out. We have the AlphaTauri of Tachomancer. No teammate, of course, here today. So car number 3, Daniel. Sorry, I'm too used to real life F1. Yes, car number 3, Tachomancer coming out in the AlphaTauri. Let's see what's he capable of here. So he's gonna be the first to set his hot lap. Let's see what's he gonna be capable of here. So Tachomancer in the AlphaTauri, the first to come out, and then we have lots of cars coming out behind him as well. We have New Corrado and Guido, of course. Quite a number of cars starting to stream out the pit lane and about to set their laps. So here we go. We have Tachomancer starting his out lap way before everyone else, so as to give himself the best space needed out of anyone. Penderden obviously coming out of the pit lane as well in McLaren. So lap times we should be able to see somewhere between the 1 minute 30 and 35 range, 5-second window around this period. So this should give drivers a few laps to set, but obviously so not like, and we do have a yellow flag. What's going on there? We have Roman just giving way to the Williams driver of Skipper across sector 2. But meanwhile, let's go on board with Tachomancer, who is about to set our first hot lap of the year 2025. Take it away. Let's go, Tachomancer. Let's go. So, approaching turn 1. Be careful not to exceed the track limits there. Nicely done by Tachomancer. Not hitting the apex too much right there. But, oh, a little twitchy coming out through that corner. The Tachomancer just having to be careful as it now enters Raffles Avenue. What's he going to do right here? Tachomancer down the speed trap. The very long speed trap here. DRS wide open. It's a 27-0 for Tachomancer. It's not too shabby, but I don't think it's going to be enough if he wants to be picking on pole. We do have Mercedes right behind him. There's Von Haley coming up behind him. Traffic for Tachomancer as he goes through the Pardon Straight. It's left turn. Then a quick right. Gets very close to the wall there, Tachomancer. Now to Anderson Bridge. Breaks into Fullerton Hotel. And nicely done. A more clean sector 2 for Tachomancer, but is it enough to make up for all the time lost in sector 1? 104.8 as he goes through the Esplanade Bridge and gets himself ready for another long straight. 4th DRS straight right here. Don't think the game simulates that because it's only added in the year 2024. So still a long straight though. The exit is so important. Let's go through turn 16, 17. Down to the penultimate corner. Tachomancer run to the line and does a 1 minute 29.9 for Tachomancer. Great job there from Tachomancer. I think it's good laps being set. What about Skipper? He's onto a lap as well. We'll keep an eye out. Penderden on the installation lap, so he's on the intermediate tires. But we do have more drivers setting your lap times coming out right behind it. We have let's have a look. Skipper now across the Astronaut Bridge as Wido is about a second behind. Skipper about 10th up on Tachomancer through the Astronaut Bridge. Now Skipper on to turn 14, then 15. There's a very long straight. There's a bit of traffic around him. I think it's Penderden should be able to give way, but Penderden on the installation lap. He's confident. So no, he's going. It's still going on. He's confident someone's going to crash, isn't he? But Skipper should be going on pole. No, he's on pole. He goes second. 2 tenths behind Tachomancer. So huge sector from Tachomancer across there. But what about Wayne? Wayne has matched Tachomancer through sector 2. Eyes up on Wayne here. Dark Horse, obviously. Dark Horse reserve driver. We know who's scary here. Look at Wayne. And he knows he likes to throw the car into the corners. And he throws his car up into P2. Splitting Tachomancer and Skipper. Wow, this is going to be extremely exciting as we shape out on the Q3 here. It is a preview of what's about to come. Idris now has invalidated his lap time. Unfortunately, Von Haley also invalidating his lap time. So we're not going to see any participation from them. What about Beesim? He's getting traffic too. True, right there. He's letting cars go by. But is that going to be cold tires for him? But from the time being, let's go on board with Beesim and see what his time is going to get. And ideally, you should not have cars right in front of you as you do like here in Singapore. Beesim only going 10 fastest on the soft compound tires. Clearly, not enough to go. Well, I don't think Beesim is going to be comfortable in lap time. It might be at risk. We only have 16 drivers here today, but I don't think that's really enough. Meanwhile, we do have drivers behind him still setting quick laps right here. I think Von Haley's on one. Let's go on board with Von Haley in the Mercedes. Darky as well as on hot lap. So let's focus on the two Mercedes right now. Starting with Von Haley. Darky just starting his hot lap right now. We have sector 2, something happening. I think we do have Aston Martin. Beesim trying to give way, but now Von Haley, as it goes through, the Padang to the left corner, turns right again, down to the Anderson Bridge. Von Haley down the Anderson Bridge, nicely done indeed. And I think there's more traffic around him. I think that's Hidris. Hidris on a inlet uses DRS, gets in, and still not quite in the zone there, Von Haley. It's 109. I'm not sure whether this is a lap time he's going to be happy with. 27-0 meanwhile for Darky, matching Tachomancer in the first sector. So far, nobody breaking into 129s except Tachomancer. So a very strong lap indeed from Tachomancer. Von Haley bailing into the pits. Not sure what happened there, but clearly not happy with something on his lap. Darky, meanwhile. Darky now. Oh, purple sector 2. Purple sector 2 from Darky. 2 tenths up on Tachomancer. It's good. It's game on here. We might have a second driver into the 129s. I'm not sure whether it is track evolution, but whatever it is, there is some disruption going on right here. Darky is finally going to challenge Tachomancer. It's not just going to be a two-way fight now. Make that a four-way fight. No! He doesn't break Tachomancer's time, but yes! A 129.999. Second driver into the 129s. But still, we have our top 4 drivers who are separated by just 2 tenths of a second. Penderdan not included here. And now Penderdan, the only medium compound tires, confident he's able to make a pass with no tires. Meanwhile, Shining Storm in the 124.243. Still ahead of him. But Penderdan, I'm not sure whether you should be doing that because Von Haley, well, he has set some pretty quick sectors. But Penderdan, I don't think it's a risk worth taking. But no! Oh my goodness. No, I take it back. He's on a purple sector in mediums. Look at that. He's on purple in the mediums. Oh my goodness me, Penderdan. He just might be able to prove us wrong. This is a competitive driver here. And if he's going to pull this off, wow, it is going to be a lap of whole life. It's going to be the lap of the season here from Panadan. Look at how he's throwing the car into the S corner. Wow, into Anderson Bridge with that velocity here, close to the wall. Left corner, the slow speed corner into the Aspinall Bridge, but just places his car so nicely neat. Is it purple? Oh, it is hugely purple there. 4/10 faster than Taco Mansa across the Aspinall Bridge. That's a huge amount of time to play with. Purple. Is it going to be triple purple here for Panadan? Docking lap incoming, and I think this is the one lap that we all have to watch in the replays. Panadan now crossing the line, and I don't think, is it? Still goes pole. Purple with a 1:29.474. Take that, everybody. What a lap we've just seen. And if Panadan is not going to get pole this evening, well, I'm going to treat everyone for dinner. Obviously, every one of you viewers is going to get dinner from me. This is extremely quick from Panadan. Look at this. Put your money on him to get pole today. This is one driver you should be looking at, unless Taco Mansa can do something about it, which I think not so. Is he on a hot lap now? Is he going to start this hot lap? Let's have a look. He's going quick. I think he's using that as a warm-up, but we can't look for Taco Mansa. Can he actually break Panadan's time on the mediums? Wow, I can't believe it. Going half a second clear of everyone on the medium compound tires. That is absolutely mental. Not quite. I think Taco Mansa is just losing it. No, he's not going quicker. So unfortunately, keeping the eye on Taco Mansa once again. Meanwhile, let's have a look at other drivers who are going quickly indeed. Hedris is one driver we should be looking at in Alpine. Personal best first sector, just 2 cents off Taco Mansa, 4 tenths off Panadan, of course. Well, let's not compare him to Panadan. Panadan is just phenomenal. And oh, is impeding? Is that impeding indeed? I'm not sure. Gets out of the way there, the Williams. But why though? He needs to just get off a bit of the way there because that's pretty distracting. Hedris now. Hopefully that didn't lose him too much time, but I'm pretty sure Hedris will be enjoying the slipstream right behind the Williams there. But let's have a look at Hedris. A little bit twitchy coming out of Anderson Bridge. Still does the personal best. Corrado somehow. Oh, what happened? He's crashed? Yes, Corrado has crashed. Corrado in the Ferrari car has crashed, and he'll be starting 15 at best. We did not see what happened, but Corrado, unfortunately in the Ferrari, the only full-time Ferrari driver here, has crashed out. And that is it for qualifying for him. So that time 1:21.887 is not going to matter anyway. Hedris now goes 7th fastest, 1:21.09.2. What about Von Haley behind? Well, I don't think it's that quick, but it should be somewhat quicker compared to the rest. Can it beat Shining Swarm? Because Shining Swarm's time is the one to be beaten. 1:24.243, obviously. He does a 1:35.393. Not enough there from Von Haley. You'll need to do better. See now, I think we have one driver looking at still on a hot lap here. Going out to sing around is Beeson. Beeson is on a hot lap. Obviously, personal best sector 1, personal best sector 2. And this is definitely going to be a quicker lap compared to its previous attempt. It should bring up the standings, but by how much? A much cleaner run now brings him up to 8th place. Right here, Maple Leaf, a 1:21.528 for Beeson. Much better run compared to his first one. Meanwhile, looking at Wayne, who's done not a good sector 1, but a phenomenal sector 2 from Wayne. Let's have a look at Wayne. What time is he going to set? Taco Mansa in front of him has invalidated his lap time, so that's only count anyway. Let's have a look at Wayne. What can he do? Can he try to go up to the front row there? No, Wayne bails out. So probably we're going to see a last-minute shootout for the front row right here. Or do they think that the lap time is good enough? They're going to save the tires, because I believe that's what the front runners might think. They want to save all these tires for the final runs in Q3, which is why you're not seeing Panadan come out again. They think that the tire deck here in Singapore, let's not forget, the tire deck here in Singapore is extreme. So wasting your tires on these unnecessary runs may not be beneficial to you in the long run, and that's why we're seeing drivers there. There we go, Darky, get out of his car, return from the session. Hedris as well. Well, I'm not sure if they are listening into the stream and trying to replicate what the commentator is recommending for them. But yes, but they're all just getting on their cars right now and just waiting for Q2 because they know they are safely in the Q2. They have qualified, and they're just going to take a break for the next 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Drivers at risk, of course. I don't know what's going to be cut-off time here, but I'm pretty sure that if you're going to set somewhere around X-Nights or Ramen with that mid to high 132s, you should be safe. But the question now is, it might be a head-to-head between Shining Storm and Von Haley for the place. Curado, let's disregard Curado, because Curado, despite having a time that's good enough for Q2, crashing his car means that time is going to just, well, the game is not going to allow him to take any further part in qualifying. He's going to start in 15th for sure. So, Curado, unfortunately, will have to start in the last row of the grid. So there we go, Technomancer, Skipper, just bailing out. They're not going to take any further part of qualifying. So there it goes. Our focus now shifts to the head-to-head for the elimination zone. Who's going to get relegated here in these closing stages of qualifying? We do have any more drivers on a hot lap. We do have, I think, Ramen. Ramen's currently on a hot lap. Is he? Yes, he's on a hot lap. Let's go on board with Ramen. 3 tenths up on his previous attempt already. Von Haley, no, Von Haley's not going to take any further part of qualifying. So that is it for Q1. Von Haley and Curado are our 2 drivers eliminated in qualifying. And that means Shining Storm, finally, despite not having all the confidence, Shining Storm is now in the Q2 in 14th place. Well, he might be just trying to improve his lap time. He needs that confidence boost. Come on, everyone, let's give him that confidence boost. He needs it. I'm pretty sure he'll be as happy as a lark if he can improve his lap time. Luck on board with Shining Storm. Not a PB in Sector 1, but a PB in Sector 2. He's trying to improve his lap time. This will be a huge confidence boost for Shining Storm. Currently in 14th place as he completes his lap. And can he get into 133s? He can! With a 133.731. He might not make it in the Q3, but still, it is a step up. It's his first Q2 appearance. And surely, he can swim with the fishes there. And he'll be happy with that lap. So, 2 drivers eliminated here. Von Haley and Curado. Curado, despite having the qualifying time required to make it in Q2, that crash will render his car unserviceable and undrivable for the remaining part of qualifying, unfortunately. So, Curado will have to continue to just watch this qualifying session unfold as he just roots for his teammate, Wayne, currently finishing in 4th, right on top. But obviously, we know it's going to be a huge 5-way battle for pole when the time comes. So, that's it for Q1. Pretty sure Q2 is going to be even more interesting. Beeson, with that lap time, is going to be him there in E9, so Beeson still scrapes through. But certainly, I believe that scruffy lap, that scruffy first attempt, it's certainly one for the talking points later. So do not go anywhere for the post-qualifying show that we will discuss more on the qualifying session that has happened. So this is it. Q1 results out. We have Panaden 4.5 tenths quicker than anyone else. Sacramento 129.9. Daki also 129.9. Wayne and Skipper all within close range of each other. Skipper, but Wido, Hydris, Zucano, Beeson, Maple Leaf, New Ramen, X-Knights, and Shining Storm are remaining drivers who made it into Q2. Notably, of course, Panaden, Maple Leaf, and X-Knights used the medium tires to set their quickest lap in Q1. So that leaves them with one extra set of soft tires for Q2. So bonus to them. But then, well, speaking of compound tires, unfortunately, we're just in from the steward's room. Panaden will be under investigation after the session for using intermediate tires on a dry track. Now, we all know that we use the actual F1 esports drivers use that, but it is against the JF rules. You're not allowed to set your times on the wrong compound tires on a dry track, which means you can't use the wets, you can't use inters on a dry track. That's against the house rules, and something that drivers are probably not informed of. You have to look at the rulebook for that, but it's not explicitly covered in the drivers' briefings. They are covered, so it's older still on the drivers to look at the driver's rulebook prior to participation. So we could see Panaden get into some form of trouble right here. So action, all not from over here. Panaden may be the quickest driver on track, but off track, there might be some repercussions coming from the McLaren driver here. So stay tuned. What's going to happen to Panaden here? It is already noted by the stewards and is under investigation. Disaster there if Panaden gets a harsh penalty there. It might just be pivotal for the championship. All these small little things add up. So you have to be careful in order to make sure that you are doing everything in accordance to the rulebook. And I think that may be something that Panaden may have overlooked while we're trying to save his soft compound tires in Q3. So unfortunate there for the McLaren driver, but the rules are rules. You have to abide by them. Meanwhile, Q2 has already started. We're already about a minute and a half in there, talking about the latest updates there. So we have both Alfa Romeo drivers still remaining, and we have one Alfa Romeo driver leading the pack out, and that's Noom. Noom in Alfa Romeo is leading the pack to start his out lap here, and Takamasa obviously falling close behind him in AlphaTauri. We do not have Maple Leaf for once. Leading a pack out for the qualifying sessions. He's currently fifth place on track. Deciding not to go out that early here in Singapore for some reason, but meanwhile, Noom, the earliest driver to cross the line, will start his hot lap here. No traffic in front of him for now. Let's go boy with Noom as he starts his lap. Easily done through the first few corners. Let's see how he goes through and negotiates sector 1. Right turn into Ramos Boulevard now for Noom. Let's see how he goes through the long straight. Noom with some 27.466 for sector 1 as he turns left into Nickel Highway, the short straight, and turns right once again in the Stamford Road. Nice left-hander there, that brings him all the way down to Panam. Left corner as he goes down the National Gallery and enters Anderson Bridge. What's going to happen here? How's he going to position his car well? Nicely done indeed. Lends the racing line as he goes. Noom looking forward to improve his time from Q1, but I think he's made a mistake there. It's not that quick as we expected. 105.8, 9 of 5. What Takamasa is doing, Takamasa now deciding to go on the medium compound tires there. Goes a tad faster compared to Noom. So, well, a few drivers on the medium compound tires. We have Maple Leaf and Takamasa still going on the mediums here. So Maple Leaf going extremely conservative in terms of tire preservation here. Let's go on Noom. Noom says on 1 minute 31.642, sort of similar to his Q1 lap time. While Takamasa does a 130.0. Well, medium may be an optimal choice here. Drivers can be learning this. They might just think that it is a good choice. So it might be attracting the attention of everyone. What about Skipper? 129.528 on the soft compound tires. Still not as quick as Panaden, who's now So on the hot lap, purple sector 1, of course, we'll keep an eye on him. Maple Leaf on the medium compound tires. Let's go on Maple Leaf. As he's ready on the mediums. Oh, quickly there. He almost exceeding the track limits. 131.239. Substantial improvement from his Q1 attempt. Wayne right behind him. Not a very good lap. He's on used soft tires, I believe. Wayne, 130.790. Slower by a huge margin compared to his Q1 attempt. What happened there? We have no idea. But meanwhile, more competition behind him. Beats him. Let's go, boy. Beats him. Completing his lap. Beats him now. 1 minute 31.926. Goes 7th for now. Panda Dan. IS on him. And Daki in front of him. Daki and Panda Dan. Daki goes 129.774. Panda Dan rounds through the final corner and does a 128.753. Take it, everyone. Look at that lap from Panda Dan. 8/10ths quicker than his title rival, and I think it's unreachable now. That's completely unreachable. I don't know if anyone's going to reach that lap time, but Panda Dan might, well, he's going to be our new championship leader after this for sure. Look at that lap. So comfortable here, and it does remind you of Lewis Hamilton back in the year 2018, how comfortable he is on setting hot lap zone qualifying sessions. And we have Shining Storm spinning out. Shining Storm spinning out at the Fullerton Hotel. Doing a bit of donuts for the spectators over there through Gate 5. If we're looking at the ticketing entry there. But Shining Storm on its way and obviously invalidating his lap time. Not that it matters anyway. It is a. Oh no! He hits the wall and that's time over. He disappeared. That's gone. Front wing gone, and there's debris all over turn 13. And drivers had to be careful to avoid all that debris over there. Meanwhile, X-Knights now on the lap. X-Knights, let's go on board with the Haas driver. And down through Raffles Boulevard in 27.5. Good lap. Good first sector from him. Car number 66. His lap now towards the War Memorial. It's very easy there, X-Knights. Hopefully making Q3. But you definitely need to be a bit more aggressive than that, X-Knights, if you want to make it into the top 10. Cut off time currently, 132.169 as Ramen crosses the line. But I don't think this may be enough for X-Knights at this point in time. He's just taking it too easily through the corners there. You know, he's also starting his lap right now. X-Knights, what is second 2 time? Definitely not enough. 106.322. Not good enough, I believe. Into long straight of Raffles Avenue. Right turn as he completes turns 16 and 17. Goes through a long left-hander. X-Knights does a 1 minute 31.6. Goes P8. Just a little bit ahead of New. So it's going to be a very tightly contested entry in the Q3 here. The relegation zone is going to be tight. Hedges now on a quick lap, 27.0 for the first sector. So this might put him up against the front runners. It might be Daki Takamasa territory. And no, it's all for nothing. He just crashed at Anderson Bridge, and that's how treacherous the Marina Bay Street circuit is. That is it for Hedges. Game over, and it's all for nothing. That spectacular sector 1 is nothing, and it is what it is. If you want to finish well, you first have to finish. And Hedges, unfortunately, taking no further part in qualifying from here on in. No time being set. He's going to start 14th at best. And it's huge, unfortunate circumstances for the Alpine driver. They know they need a huge lift today. He's the sole Alpine driver here this evening. And he's going to start 14th at best. Oh my goodness me. This is not what you need here. But what Alfa Romeo needs is another driver into Q3. And that's what Zucarnell's trying to set here. Zucarnell, 27-2 first sector. They might just be capitalizing on Alpine's miss right here. But Zucarnell is now having a personal best and is really winging it through these corners. Don't overcook it like Hedges there, Zucarnell. You know you got to be careful. Those curbs are dangerous. Here's Zucarnell. Does well to avoid the barriers and keeps his step valid along this way, and I think that's going to be a great improvement from Zucarnell there. I suppose secure lap time. 105.496 through the second sector. Should be good enough. Keep it away from the right line. Yellow flag up ahead as Robin's his Maple Leaf is going a little slow. Just gonna allow him through. And it's not a good place to catch up. It's not a good place to catch traffic. Oh, the traffic hit. Maple Leaf. Oh, nicely done. Avoiding the traffic there and just getting out of Zucano's way. Nicely done indeed to avoid the traffic. Great racemanship. Zucano goes 7th fastest into the 130s there, ahead of Maple Leaf. So that should be safe to go into Q3. So great job there from Zucano. Should be safe there for the Alfa Romeo, but that's going to put his team at risk. Meanwhile, Tacomancer on the medium compound tires, personal best still. So this could be something to watch here for Tacomancer. He doesn't mind wasting a pair. I think he's wasting a set of medium compound tires. He can set his lap. Tacomancer crosses the line in the 129s. 129.876. Improves his time, not his position. Skipper behind him has just started his lap time meanwhile on the medium compound tires as well. So the medium tires getting a little popular here after everyone has watched what Pandaden has done in Q1. But obviously, well, I think Pandaden's gone a very smart strategy there because he knows that it's a great hatch in order to get into Q3. He knows he can use a quicker tire to get to using Q2 to go into Q3, but whatever it is going to be probably equal set of soft compound tires running into Q3. But first of all, let's go to Skipper's time. Oh, Skipper twitches. Skipper twitches going into the left-hander, and he's going to back out of the lap. He's going to back out. Lap time gone. He'll get to do it another time. I'm not sure how long it's left remaining on the clock, but he should be safe. Well, he's probably going to pit after this. And meanwhile, we do have lots of drivers. Well, we have 4 minutes remaining. We have lots of drivers coming on the outlap, new included. Zucano good as well. We have the wave of drivers on the outlap, led by Wayne. Wayne is right behind Zucano. Zucano should be on the in-lap. As we see Wayne clear track ahead of him. And Wayne, we know he's definitely quicker in the 130.790. Looking for him to improve this time. Let's go more of him. So that's Wayne improving up into second place right now, 129.299 for a great lap from him. As we see 1 minute and 50 remaining, that should be the final laps coming from Wayne as let's go for a second run. We do have drivers right behind him now, all crucial lap times. We do have Neum first in, and the Alfa Romeo. He's trying to get himself out of danger as Beastim improves to 9th place, 131.260. Neum is now trying to get X-Nice down in the relegation zone. X-Nice right behind him. X-Nice is traffic, and that's going to be important. Neum only improves a bit, but 2 turns. X-Nice got traffic. He got impeded by the McLaren there, and time gone, I think. X-Nice replaces Neum. 8/100 down, but one more Ramen behind. Invalidation. He has to go again, and it's all to play for 10th place. Who is going to get eliminated? A 4-way fight for an entry to Q3 between Beeson, X-Nice, Neum versus Ramen. 4 drivers fighting for 2 spots. It is very closely contested fight for qualifying right here. My goodness me, this is JAF at its finest. Oh my goodness. Let's have a look. And what is going to be right here? Is it going to be closing time for these drivers? Do they have another attempt in hand? Noob. Now across Anderson Bridge. What about Ramen? Ramen's going to be setting his time there. Eyes all on Ramen now. How much improvement can Ramen make? We know he's strong. We know he got his lap time validated 18 seconds ago. Noob, I don't see him make it. Nope, no time to make it. But I think Beating can. But first driver, let's look at Ramen. Ramen, he has 7/10 of a second to make up to get himself in the Q3. Eyes on Ramen now. Oh, that's not what you need. You don't need to run wide there. Oh, Twitchy exiting outside the turn 4. And no, beats him. No, that's it. I think that's all the time. That's all the time we have for badly timed laps from beating Max and New, but Ramen's got it inch perfect there. Okay, first sector, 27.5. 1/2 tenths ahead of his best attempt. What about this? Sector 2, very technical sector. There is traffic ahead of him, but the likes of I think Skipper just completed his lap. He should be coming into the pit, but should be able to get out of the way easily for Ramen there. But where's Ramen going to catch him? Is Skipper going to be that much of a distraction here for Ramen, such as his lap time's going to affect it? Look at Ramen as he goes through Anderson Bridge. Oh, a little bit too tight there. This pinches the apex a little bit too much. I think Skipper is just pushing his car beyond it. It's controlled by AI now. Not that much is improvement in sector 2, but it's not the improvement there he needs to get on a Q2. Q3. He needs a phenomenal sector 3 if he wants any further participation in qualifying. Shining Storm does not set the time as well. He just gets to keep P13. Ramen. That's a little bit of a Tokyo drift. Well, should we say a Singapore sling entering the Singapore Flyer. And that's lap time gone as well. And eliminated from qualifying. That is it. Noob, Ramen, Hydris, Shining Storm, your 4 drivers out of qualifying. And BZ Max Knights, after all that dueling in the closing stages of qualifying, inches and scrimps away into Q3. And I'm pretty sure they'll be taking the lucky stars here and making a trip down to the MBS casino after their qualifying sessions, taking the lucky stars to become the Q3. But there it is, 4 drivers, each from the McLaren, Alpine, Red Bull, and Alfa Romeo team eliminated. I'm pretty sure Alfa Romeo got it there. They could have both cars inside the qualifying session, but unfortunately, no. But what do we have here, ladies and gentlemen? We have 9 different teams in Q3. We have McLaren, Ferrari, Williams, Mercedes, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Red Bull, Aston Martin, and Haas, all in the top 10. So, all to play for, ladies and gentlemen. We do have lots to play for in the closing stages of qualifying. As you all know, it is street circuit, and qualifying is just so pivotal here. Do not go anywhere. Q3 is just about to begin. So, 10 cars still remain in qualifying. Q3 is just about to get underway. So, we are going to see some very interesting action as we get on board with this. So, let's see what's going to happen here. These very closing stages. So, now, Maple Leaf coming out, this was car number 3. Oh, the driver's now wasting no time to get out of the pits and no. Track position is important. A clear track is important. So they're all going to get out one shot to get their timing. We're gonna get the lap times in as soon as possible. Usual suspects there. Techromancer, Maple Leaf. These two always really want to get out early as quickly as possible. Especially we see Techromancer really trying to get out quickly now. Obviously, all drivers on the soft compound tires. So, we do have a few drivers still in the pits. We have Wayne, Panaden, and Axonites. Panaden trying to go out. No, Panaden's already out. So, in fact, Wayne is just coming out. So all drivers bar Axonite still in the pits. No, Axonite is also coming out. So we are gonna wait for these lap times to come in. Logically, factoring in track evolution, Axonites will have the best track circumstances to him. He have the best track evolution to himself. So let's look at the So let's drive it across the line. To start the lap is Techromancer. Let's see what Techromancer is capable of in the AlphaTauri. Let's go. So here we go for Techromancer. And the drive across the line is a Maple Leaf as well as Skipper. So eyes all out for them. We have a yellow flag in sector 3. I think Zaki's letting all the cars go after him. Techromancer crosses the first split. It's 26.6 for Techromancer. What about Skipper behind him? 26.5 for Skipper. Maple Leaf. All the soft tires behind him. 27-0. So it's a head-to-head between Techromancer as well as Skipper right now for the first benchmark times. Techromancer down the Padang straight. Now taking the former Singapore Sling. Slings his car down turn 11 and 12. Entering Anderson Bridge. What can he do? Brakes hard. Then prepares to enter the long Esplanade section. Esplanade drive down into the Esplanade theaters there. Approaching sector 2. The split time is 1:03.857 for Techromancer. Skipper right behind him. 1:04.175. Daki has crashed and retired for the session. Daki's out. Daki's out. And he's crashed out of the crucial turn 7. He probably lost traction there and is out of qualifying already. One whole protagonist is out. B-Sim disconnected. Techromancer setting a benchmark for 128.773 in Singapore. One about Skipper. 129.119. 4 tenths clear there for Techromancer. Maple Leaf crossing the line 129.765. No Matrone. One about Panaden as well. Panaden and Wayne, the two drivers we are going to look out for there. Panaden, we all know. Q1 pole, Q2 pole, Q3. Oh, it's not quick this time. This is only half a tenth quicker than Techromancer. Oh no, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be saying that. We should put our money on Panaden there. Whoever put the money on Panaden, I'm truly sorry. But let's hope Panaden does a very quick cycle tree. I'm not sure what happened to him on this lap, but it's certainly not Panaden pace there. Eel of Techromancer has really turned up the heat right there. But here it is, Panaden. Oh, he's on pole. 128.6, but not as quick as his previous attempt. Wayne has invalidated his lap time. So, no time there for Panaden. For Wayne. X-Knight's crossing the line there. 1:30.961. So only 6 times on the board now. With few more remaining. Sukarno on a second outlap now. So that is it. Panaden still on pole, but not as comfortable as the margins we saw in Q1 and Q2. Panaden only leading by, well, less than a tenth of a second from Techromancer. And the question is, what does Skipper and Wayne have in store in them? They're definitely quicker than that. Wayne is only not getting a lap time because he has invalidated his lap time. So that's not going to count for Wayne. We have to have a look in the second and final qualifying run. So with just 6 minutes remaining, there's going to be one more shot at qualifying for all these drivers there. Now, question is, whether Wayne invalidated his lap, did he go a little bit too deep into the corners of turns 16 and 17? Something must have ran wrong there, because that is not a conventional corner to invalidate the lap time. Well, You might be asking, but why though? Why though? How do you advantage your lap over there? Oh, unfortunate there. But meanwhile, Zucano on to lap time here. Let's go with Zucano and let's see what kind of lap time he can set. Let's go. Zucano going in and out and in the pit lane again. Well, not only did he not complete his lap, but in and out and in again on the pit lane. And it's caught on stream, unfortunately. And the stewards, I'm pretty sure, they're going to take a dim view of that one. Zucano back in the pits and most likely under investigations. I'm pretty sure the stewards, who is already in-house steward, executed 5 former driver as well. Thanks for controlling the stream tonight. And I'm pretty sure if your cameraman is a steward, I'm very sure in-race incidents, I'm pretty sure the ticket is going to be open. Not by driver, but I'm pretty sure the in-race steward is going to be on that as soon as possible. You're not supposed to go like this. It's an unsafe re-entry and entry into the pits. So Carnell surely going to be under some form of trouble for that. Meanwhile, we have lap times being set across the board right now. We have B-Sim in our Aston Martin team going a little bit out of sync to the other drivers to make sure he has a huge track ahead of him. B-Sim now crosses the line. Oh, he's already on lap, sorry. So he goes 6th fastest, 130.7 flat for B-Sim. Now, more drivers are going to start their final runs here. First up is Skipper. So it's going to be a very weird ending to Q3 here. We're not going to have a one-shot shooter by everybody at one instant. We're going to have drivers separating themselves in order to just make sure they have all the space and not run the traffic here. Skipper is one example. Starting this lap right now. Let's see how he's going to perform in this final run in Q3. So Skipper currently on the second row of the grid. If he wants to improve, he needs to find about 0.4 of a second in order to get past Sacramento. But that's also roughly the gap that's needed to get onto pole position. But we all know Skipper's our championship leader for majority of the season thus far. Canada only taking the lead away from him recently in race 5. But Skipper, unfortunately, not even a personal best sector 1. That's not looking good for Skipper. He needs to find even more improvements right now. See, Wayne obviously also on lap as well. So keep an eye out Wayne behind him. Skipper, meanwhile, crossing the Anderson Bridge. He's hopefully thinking this more technical part of the circuit is going to help him. It's going to give him more boost. It's going to give him more drive onto this. And yes, he's improved, but just a bit. But all that mistake in sector 1, he's really cost him now, Skipper. See, yes, Wayne has also matched Skipper as they cross through sector 2. So Skipper and Wayne looking at an estimated position. They're starting like alongside on the grid. It's going to be tight between the two. Skipper. Oh, purple sector 3 for Skipper. Great final sector. Goes alongside Panadan. Breaks Panadan and Takomancer, but what about Wayne? Wayne, 129, 162, only good enough for 4th fastest. As we see now, more cars right behind. We have, well, Maple Leaf. Maple Leaf in 5th place is currently on the lap. Personal best sector 1. Great sector 2. It's good improvement, but can he improve enough to get on terms in the 2nd row? Let's look at Maple Leaf. How far can he go ahead? 46 seconds remaining. And you see Panadan and Takomancer line of stern on the grid. Certainly, now that's the finish we all wanted, but Maple Leaf, so going on this lap first. Maple Leaf does a 129 lap, not improving his time, not improving his lap, his position, but improving his lap time. But now the real fight begins. We have Panadan and Takomancer, both of them starting their laps, line of stern each other. Run number 1, completing lap times within 75 1,000ths of a second of each other. Now Panadan versus Takomancer. Round 2 starts. Panadan now. Down Raffles Boulevard. Round 1. What's the time going to be? Not purple, but a personal best. Maple Leaf is called quits. Takomancer. Let's see. He's slower than Panadan, so not looking very optimistic there for Takomancer. So what about Panadan now? Panadan across into an Anderson Bridge. Oh, he's using that track there. Look at that. It's just reminiscent of Max Verstappen there, Panadan. I'm certainly optimistic that this is going to be but surely it's going to be pole at least for Panadan, if not pole by a huge margin. Purple sector 2, notably there. Tall order for Takomancer, unless he can really wing this one. No, he's lost even more time in sector 2. So Panadan, well, we know it's a quick lap, but how far ahead can he streak ahead? Already a quarter of a second ahead of his personal best in sector 2. What about sector 3? Is it going to be a triple purple? Well, not triple purple, but it's a great lap. 128.390. 3/10 up on his previous attempt, and Panadan deservedly your pole sitter here in Singapore, and looking forward to extend his championship lead over Skipper. But the storyline is both title protagonists sitting alongside each other on the grid. Panadan from Skipper, Dan Takomancer. Your top 3 here in Singapore is your top 3 currently in the championship standings. Textbook here, textbook finish here, as we're looking at. But what's the race going to bring for us? Is it going to be equally textbook? I highly doubt so. It's going to be a huge dynamic race, considering it is a street circuit. But what's going to happen later? Big question we have to ask ourselves here. But Panadan still, great start to the season. And if there are points being awarded for pole positions, I'm pretty sure that Panadan is going to be easily in the lead right now. So, conclusion of Q of this part of qualifying. We have Panadan, and that is your qualifying results in Q3. Panadan 123 leading the rest of the pack, and that's our conclusion here. Panadan and Skipper in the front row, Takomancer and Wayne in row 2, Maple Leaf and Butwido row 3, X-Knights, B-Sim row 4, and Zucano and Darky on the 5th row. Hopefully, no one clicks advance, but that is our result here in qualifying. But without any further ado, I'm pretty sure that all of us will have a quick break after a very exhilarating qualifying session. So, when we come back, we'll have a rundown through the post-qualifying session, and the post-qualifying show will begin. See you later, everybody, and do not go anywhere. you've seen earlier. What's notable about that qualifying session, or should I say surprising or not surprising, is that there was one crash that ended a race terminating crash in every single qualifying session earlier. So in Q1 we had Corrado in a Ferrari, unfortunately just not making it through all the way, and I think he's unfortunate to see that his car is really damaged. In Q2 we had another unfortunate incident. We had another car getting taken out in Q2, and in Q3 we had Daki, one of our prime drivers and one of our pole contenders. Daki unfortunately just losing at turn 7, and well, he's going to start 10th at best. So it is testament to say, even in dry conditions here in Singapore, we do have very, very treacherous conditions here, whereby there's absolutely no room for error at all. The wall is simply your track limit, and that's the end result of making a mistake that's so unwanted right there. So, of course, we do have lots of distractions here in Singapore. We do have lights everywhere, the floodlights. We do have lights coming out for buildings as well, and of course, we know that's extremely distracting because as a racing driver, your eyes will be towards the when cornering, your eyes will be towards the end of the corner, and you'll be trying to aim to take the best racing line across corners. But in this scenario, we do have unfortunately, we do have lots of natural elements, even man-made elements, trying to distract you and distract yourself from your overall concentration as well. So, one example of one driver getting extremely distracted early on is B-Sim. So, B-Sim, obviously, well, in Q1, we know that his first run was extremely scruffy, and he made lots of mistakes with extremely twitchy steering, and obviously we do notice that he let traffic in front of him. 2 cars, as a matter of fact, before he started his hot lap. So let's have a look at that hot lap from B-Sim. We know how scruffy it was, and what mistake did he do? How did letting 2 of his rivals go through affect his hot lap throughout the lap? So let's have a look at B-Sim. Look at that. That is in through turn 1, turn 2. You can still see the overall 2 cars ahead of him. Just distracting himself from focusing on corners, because those 2 cars, well, there might be a reasonable distance ahead of him to prevent getting investigated, but that's going to affect how B-Sim is going to negotiate through corners. Now he gets close enough through the dirty air. He passes through the Mercedes of what I think is Von Haley. Then we have another car in front from him. We can't see very clearly at this point in time. There's no dirty air coming around that car. It's not close enough to get the dirty air, but he is still close enough to have that car in his peripheral vision. So B-Sim in the Aston Martin. Now look at him as he goes through the Anderson Bridge, left, right through National Gallery, down Anderson Bridge. The car goes away, but comes back in because B-Sim is really pushing through these corners. That car ahead of him is on probably an outlet, and well, he carries on, and the car is still in his vision. And look at that twitch. He's just twitching himself, and I think if you're on a wheel, you need lots of hand and foot coordination to get through the lap. And with that car, that your eye is sending your brain signals to what is your hand and feet supposed to do. And B-Sim just getting extremely distracted by the car ahead of him. And it's very tight and twisted circuit here. And like Singapore, well, it's not as tight and twisted as before in the V8 era, but still, it is extremely distracting for the drivers to look at the car, which is constantly going left and right. The black dot is just distracting your vision and preventing yourself from doing your lap correctly, and that is what ultimately possibly affects his lap. And remember, B-Sim's lap of 132.634 was ultimately 8/10 slower compared to this better attempt, which got him into Q2 at that very point, which is a 131.88, 131.6. Sorry, it's a full second faster as a matter of fact. So B-Sim certainly lost nearly a full second of time getting distracted by the 2 cars ahead of him. Well, by just letting 2 cars through. So, but what do you think B-Sim should have done? Should he have let the cars through? Should he have won it on a hot lap? Should he have pitted? We're not sure, but whatever it is, B-Sim is certainly really, thankful they got into Q3. Ultimately, Otherwise, that could potentially even be a Q1 elimination for BC. That 132.6 was extremely dangerous there for BC, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want that to happen again for future street circuits. Meanwhile, we have all drivers ready to race, as a matter of fact. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very interesting night for us to watch here, as the sky is really starting to pour open here. Well, if you are thinking that it's going to be a very wet race, it's going to be realism 100%. It is 100% realistic, because look at it. It is starting to deluge. It's pouring here in the game, as it is pouring in real life. But if you open the windows, well, I'm pretty sure it's the same weather you're seeing in the game. It is realistic, and it's deluging right here today in the race. And if you think a dry circuit in Singapore is dangerous enough, the wet circuit, I'm very sure it is going to be, well, even more dangerous. Instruction is to ready up by the management team. So we're all just about ready to go once again. And the warm-up lap is just about to begin. What I can see now is that, well, in the pit garages, I can see blue marked tires being on standby for the team. So it is full wet conditions here. Look at the puddles. Look at the puddles on the circuit. These are completely wet conditions here. Now, if you read the news here in Singapore, you will definitely notice that the news have reported flooding in multiple areas yesterday on Friday, and that's exactly the there's kind of conditions that the drivers are going to race here today in the Marina Bay Street circuit. Well, over 10 centimeters of rain falling across multiple regions of Singapore the whole Friday, and another 5 centimeters here today on Saturday. And that's exactly the kind of conditions we're expecting to see here in real life today. I was supposed to attend an event here in real life today. It is somewhat an event related to Chinese New Year rehearsal. Well, but that event has been called off because of these conditions. But obviously, Formula 1, a rain or shine event, it's going to continue. And that's why you're seeing these drivers continue to race here today. I know it's in-game, but certainly, these conditions very close to being red flag conditions. But still, we're looking at these drivers. Well, it's going to be challenging here. If you're going to think that the earlier conditions were challenging enough to see 3 drivers getting knocked out by the barriers here in the circuit, be prepared to see for more carnage here. Look at it, we already have carnage at Skipper. Skipper lost the car. Commentators goes there. Skipper has lost his car coming off turn 7, and that was exactly where Zucana was lost his car. And cars going all over the place. Even the most experienced driver, Skipper, can lose his car there. That's how dangerous it is. But Wido as well. But Wido is also losing the car there, and you can tell this is inching very close to red flag conditions already. But it is a game. It is not real life, so it is going to carry on as per normal. You'll just have to suck it up. You'll just have to bring the car around the circuit in one piece. And I'm pretty sure if you're going to drive, well, a 12-meter bus along the circuit and just keep the bus in one piece, you're certainly going to win some points with that bus, because that's how dangerous conditions here are. You just have to drive the car around here like a tractor and make sure it goes in one piece. Risk versus reward. You go slow, you get points. Not a lot of points, but you still get points. Or you want to go quick, you want to beat the competition and get to maximize your points, but you're at high risk of crashing your car out and getting nothing at all. So this is a huge risk versus reward comparison that the drivers have to think of. What do you want to do, and how are you going to tackle these conditions here as a driver? Do you play it safe, or do you take a back? So do you take the most risk out of yourself and risk getting crashed out or hitting hard against the barriers in exchange for the most points possible? And look at that, car drivers really struggling to position themselves on the grid already. Oh, don't think too much, man. Just go into the grid and just start racing. Don't think too much. It is a very slippery grid right now. So we have 16 drivers on the grid, ready to go. 31 lap race. And ignore the graphic there. Whatever it is. And the dance from Skipper, from Technomancer, from Wayne. And the lead is through. Our first race start of the year 2025. The second half of the season is go. Great start right from Skipper, but not taking the risk right there. Skipper will stay behind Panda Dan, and the whole car constant is up. And look at that, we have carnage over the first corner already. Skipper getting involved as well. Skipper does run wing. Skipper does run wing. I'm not sure how he got tangled up there. You saw him going alongside Panda Dan, but how did he get tangled up in the midfield? We have no idea. BC and Zucano getting involved there as well. The whole front wing is getting shut off Skipper. Skipper's Williams right there, and that is it. And the full course yellow is being called. It is a VSC there. And the race strategies, look at that. It is a full wet race throughout the full duration of the race. It is carnage, 100%. And if you think of monsoon surges here in real life, game on. The game is running the monsoon surge into the JAF Championship as well. Carnage everywhere, and we see Skipper bring on contention as beast him once again. More carnage there. Maple Leaf, the Cardinals, Maple Leaf is dragging in that thing as well. Shining Storm, outside the corner, spinning out in turn 7, and it's dangerous conditions here. And I'm confident no one has trained themselves for these extreme wet conditions here, and they're all skirting around the place. Look at the midfield. Look at the midfield there. Carnage there. They're robbing out of the race. Crashing in the middle of Anderson Bridge. Then got tagged by Von Haley. And the full safety car is out. Goodness me. And I think this race is long from over. Our first retirement of the session. Rahman crashing out on the Anderson Bridge. Did he get attacked by the Mercedes of Von Haley? We do not know. But the safety car is out. And it is a very long night here in Marina Bay to begin our second half of the JF season. Goodness me, this is not good. It's a long night here, and well, he just came out to say in the chat saying it is my first Q2 exit in the JF. Well, management team member Max came in. Well, Max off each other. If you're looking at it, yes, what you said was right. The race, anything is possible, and anything's possible here because, well, we already have 2 yellow flag incidents here on lap 1 already. First incident on turn 1, and the second incident, the massive crash by Rahman onto the Anderson Bridge. And I'm pretty sure those, well, hotel guests at Fullerton Hotel would have a very nice view of what happened there. And if a steward can be stationed there, that would be really helpful. But whatever it is, we're on lap 2 out 31. We have Panadan leading a pack away from Takomaster from Wayne, but Wido up in the 4th. Neum and Excise are 5th and 6th. And it is important to note that these few drivers, well, can we bring up the positions change graphic here? Look at that. The number of positions change here. Panadan obviously started on pole, stays on pole. Takomancer up 1 spot. Wayne as well up 1 spot, but Wido up 6 spots into the P5. X9 up 1 spot to 6th. Ducky up 3 spots to 3rd place. Colorado, great start there after it's making a good recovery drive after his crash in the qualifying. Up 7 spots to 8th place. Hedges up into 9th. Von Haley into 6th. B-Sim in 11, and Sukhana down 3 spots, getting involved there. Shining Swarm, well, spinning in 13th. Maple Leaf down 9 in the 14th, and Skipper plumb last. And this is huge for the championship there. Huge ramifications that Panadan now, as it stands, will take a full 25 plus 1 points away from Skipper. So he's going to be 26 points clear of Skipper after this race. Now, what about Takomancer if you're talking about? Takomancer, after this race, if it finishes as it is, he'll just be 8 points left between Takomancer and Skipper. So Skipper will definitely have to make a huge recovery drive in order to, well, curb his championship title hopes there. Takomancer, if he finishes second and Skipper finishes in 15th, well, it is going to drag Skipper down away from the championship title fight to the championship runner-up fight. And for the Williams team, well, they're going to rely on but Wido here. Is going to be the second driver, well, carrying the whole team today. But Wido running in 4th place this evening. And obviously, but Wido in 8th place in the champ title right now with just 22 points. But Shining Thomas got a penalty, and this is denting there for the McLaren team. Shining Thomas got Shining Storm's got a broken front wing now. The whole front wing sheared off. So if it's any sort of constellation of skipper, one driver from his rival team, the McLaren team, has got a damaged front wing owing to a mistake of his own, and he's got a 5-second time penalty as well. So, well, skipper is already up one spot to 14th, and Nat get a one spot right now if you're talking about it. He just has to close up into the pack of the safety car right now if he really wants to amend anything at this point in time. So mistakes tend to happen right here, especially in the mid pack. Following a safety car is very tight, 20 seconds. Now imagine if it was raining in Baku. You probably get more of these incidents occurring across this entire length of the race. But what we can say is obviously it's going to be a very long night here in Marina Bay. And we have Panadan still leading away, but the cars in between, they know they have to keep these wet tires warm. Keep it on wet stuff, but as well keep it warm, because you know the safety cars are going pretty slowly, and there's only so much can warm up on these very wet track. The water's going to cool the tires down, and it's going to reduce that sort of braking efficiency of the car in a circuit like this, where the braking point is so important here. Pick a braking point, but if the brakes don't work on you, it's going to be of no use. You're still not going to have the maximizing rate, and I think the safety car should be entering end of this lap. Well, after all the carnage, I'm not sure. Was it going to be one more round? I don't think so. No, it's not going to come in. It's going to go on for one more round. So, race should start on lap 5 out of 31. So we commence lap 4 out of 31. Still Panadan leading. Tekramansa away from Wayne. We do not have we have Shining Storm pitting right now. So eyes are on Shining Storm. Skipper's also struggling for some reason. I don't know why Skipper's going so slowly. He's not managed to catch up with the rest of the pack. But he should be able to get past Shining Storm. Nevertheless, Shining Storm is still in the pit lane. New front wing change here. The question now is, how quickly can he get to the rear of the pack? Because if you don't catch the back of the pack by the time the safety car reaches the sector 2 split, you're going to have a huge disadvantage there. So eyes open on Skipper and Shining Storm, how far away from the pack they are in. And just for some reason, there's a huge gap between X-Knights and Darky. Oh no, I got a feeling Darky is just playing it safe in order to prevent himself rear-ending the cars ahead of him. There we have it, Panadan from Tekramansa and Wayne still pretty close to each other, and Skipper slowly but surely starting to close up into the pack. Meanwhile, we have Shining Storm closing in, but not close enough because the safety car is now going through the Anderson Bridge. Shining Storm still negotiating City Hall Station. Yet to enter the pardon straight right now, and well, the safety car is now already through the Aspinall Bridge. Shining Storm is in huge danger of missing the safety car restart, and it is safety car in this lap. Oh, you got to push now, Shining Storm. Time's running out for you. And I don't think Panadan's looking he's looking. Oh, Panadan, you got to slow down for a teammate there. I don't think you want to leave your teammate behind. Not a very good decision there from the McLaren driver there. He might want to slow down because your teammate's still behind. Panadan just looking very eager to start the race again. I'm not sure if it's just a late night conditions. You want to get to sleep early, but his teammate is way behind. Not a good decision there if you're going to leave your teammate like this. But he's left his teammate like this, and he's left the pack all behind. And it started the game. The race has started. So, it's game on once again. Tekramansa and Panadan leading the pack, but now the rest of the field, this line of stern right now. We shall see what's happening here. Do you have any heroics in the turn 1? We have a driver going around the turn 1, that's X-Knights. This all constituting up right there. As you see, well, Excites and Corrado is just still jostling with each other there. It's now they're going to Jurassic Boulevard straight. Huge fights in the midfield as we're looking at. X-Knights battling over Duck and Corrado. Corrado going past. Corrado down the inside of X-Knights. Did he make a mistake? Not quite. Defensive shape pulled by X-Knights, but that was pretty late as well. Now, any moves making it through the right hander? We have well, he just trying to make it with Corrado. Corrado losing 2 spots after that offensive move right there, and still they stay. Yes, they now say as it is, but now it's a Panadan from Techromancer from Wayne, and Techromancer really enjoying these wet conditions here in Singapore, and hoping to really try to take his first win of the season as well. So lots of fights still in the midfield there. We have Carl who's gone a little wide there. I think they have Alpine of Hydris who's going to the wall at the start of the Esplanade Bridge. Is going to be right at the back of the pack, and Johnson right in front of Shining Storm as well. Not sure if Shining Storm is going to be raising that as an unsafe rejoin. But meanwhile, we have another fight for third place. We haven't talked about this yet. Wayne doesn't seem to be enjoying these wet conditions because we see Wido is trying to fight for the podium places here. So we might have some surprises here in the wet conditions here. But Wido starting close it on Wayne, and by quite a huge margin. Panadan now extending his lead beyond Techromancer to 1.1 seconds. But Wayne under immense pressure here from Wido, who's now just 7/10ths behind. As you see, Daki also trying to make a move from Noom behind him. Noom also not enjoying these conditions, so many more fights happening here. Look at this 4-way battle between Noom, Ducky, X-Knights, and Corrado. As we still pay attention on the battle between Wayne and Wido. So look at that. We have Ducky trying to make a move down the inside. Great line from Ducky. Ducky covers this line. Oh, a little bit of contact there. Well, it was marginal, but Ducky's ahead of X-Knights. Meanwhile, we have a look at X-Knights. They're now under pressure on Corrado. Ducky is pulled away from X-Knights. Now X-Knights under huge pressure from Corrado in the Ferrari driver now. Ferrari looking for a strong finish with both drivers, and Techromancer's disconnected. Techromancer's disconnected from the session. This will leave him vulnerable to Wayne and Wido, so he's looking forward to come back as quickly as possible. But what this is doing now is going to give Panadan a great margin to play with now. 3.2 seconds after disconnection. Now 3.5 now. Techromancer is going to come in quick. But whatever it is, the midfield battle is really one to watch for now. We have X-Knights, Corrado, and no! X-Knights! We said he's not comfortable in the wet conditions, but he's hit the barrier now. Front wing and plate gone is going to affect downforce, and he's almost hit the wall by going through flat out through 10-15. Huge disaster there for the Haas team. I don't think he can go through. Nope. You're not going to make it there with a broken front wing. He has to pit. Corrado goes through. Noob certainly eventually will go through. He's not pitting yet. Safety car has been deployed owing to the incident there. And well, they've cleared the debris. And this is our second safety car of the session. Techromancer is safe. Panadan is vexed by that, because he knows that, well, the safety car is deployed when Techromancer's come in. Techromancer is so lucky to come in at this very crucial point of time. Wayne almost passing Techromancer as a matter of fact. So, Panadan and Wayne really vexed at Techromancer's rejoin during the safety car. They're so unlucky there, Panadan and Wayne. So a couple drivers are coming into the pits right now. B-Sim and Shining Storm. B-Sim's got damaged front wing. Shining Storm has lost entire front wing as well. So it might not be X-Knight's incidents, but we might have isolated incidents elsewhere involving B-Sim and the Shining Storm that may have got him down to come into the pits once again. So debris across multiple parts of the circuit, and of course these very dangerous conditions here in Singapore, has resulted in our second safety car deployment tonight. So the pack's gonna get bunched up here. The safety car has yet to catch a pack, so they're still crawling around the circuit at these speeds in order to catch up the safety car. It's gonna be a very long night here in Singapore. So it's still Penadent from Techromancer from Wayne. Our top 3. Pretty consistent here for the top 3, but I reckon it's not going to stay the same all the way. Oh, here we go. Techromancer and Wayne has elected the pit. They elected the pit. It's good for Intis. Oh, it isn't time for Intis. The rain has dropped a little bit. So, and everyone's pitting. It's a Penadent. Oh, could this be another strategical error for Penadent? As what we saw in Kota. We know in Kota, Penadent was a little bit late in terms of the strategy. Curado's gone through as well, so and that's caused Penadent hugely there. And is this a deja vu? And considering this is a street circuit, with the presence of a safety car slowing him now, could this be a strategical error that loses him the lead? You have a Skipper. Skipper's coming out to pit as well in 9th place. The entire field is coming to pit. So is this an error that's gonna cost Penadent big time here? Now look at the tires here. So the only remaining drivers left on the wet tires are Penadent, Curado, Von Haley, X-Knights, B-Seam, and Shining Swarm. I'm pretty sure those drivers will be going back into the Inters as soon as possible. Look at B-Seam now. B-Seam, yes, he's going on the intermediate tires. Shining Swarm in the McLaren. I don't think he's lost front wing, or he hasn't. He hasn't. It's straight into the Inters for him. So all drivers, bar 4 drivers, that is Penadent, Curado, Von Haley, and X-Knights, onto the Inters for now. It's a crossover point here. The rain is clearly losing intensity here, and I'm not seeing as many puddles on the track as compared to before. And what we're seeing here is that Techromancer and Wayne have started to close in the pack here. There we go. Techromancer and Wayne have already caught up to the front runners here. There's Penadent, Curado, and I don't know the rationale behind thinking, oh, Ducano's crash at the Singapore Sling, a DNF in the safety car. So, well, I take that back. Could it be still too wet for Intis? Ducano clearly losing it at the corner there. Probably just slided off into the barrier at turn 11. Could it be too wet still for the intermediate tires? Whereas, yes, Penadent and Curado is still staying out. So they're choosing to still stay on the wet compound tires. It is still sort of dangerous here. The spray is still coming out of the wake of these cars, and in these wet conditions, Von Haley goes into the pits now, going on to the intermediate compound tires. X-Knights still on the wet tires. Hopefully go on the safe side right here. Von Haley coming out should be in 12th place. So we're just down with 3 drivers on the wet compound tires. Penadent and Curado on used wet tires, 8 lap O. X-Knights on fresh new wet tires. Interesting that X-Knights did pit, but he's on fresh new wet tires. So, okay. It is going to be interesting to watch here, especially when the safety car is going to peel in and out on this lap. All wet tires on Penadent Curado. What can Techromancer and Wayne do as opposed to these two? And what even can Wido do? But Wido, you know, he's strong on the wets here, as exhibited, as shown between the 4th and 8th laps of the race. But Wido is showing constant pressure on Wayne throughout the wet phase of the race. Now, can they put pressure on Penadent and Curado owing to their strategical error? Can the drivers currently seated in 4th and 5th in the moment finish on the top 3? Now Daki as well. Daki's in 6th place. So Penadent and Curado in real trouble here in terms of the strategy. Is that strategical error made there by Ferrari and McLaren going to be hugely crucial to this? Now, if Panadan pits now, it's even going to put him behind Skipper. Skipper is now running in 8th place. And once again, well, what do you say about a single error turning the whole race around for you? Skipper, remember, he spun it on turn 1, lost his entire front wing, nursed his car around the whole of the first lap, and now he's back in the points. He's in 8th place. Safety car, no, he's not pitting, he's not going in on the stop now. He's still going to stay out. So, probably lap 11, and that's when we'll go racing. We're still going to be behind the safety car conditions right now, and we're now commencing lap 10 out of 31 as X-Knights is pitting. He's going to ditch those wet tires, isn't he? He decides that it's getting dry. It's going to Inters. It is interesting to see the green marked tires on the pit wall right now. So, Panadan and Corrado now seriously out on one of those wet tires. Do they predict it's going to become wetter as the race goes on? Now, B-Sim still goes in. B-Sim, why? Oh, he's damaged his front wing. He's lost it again. So, oh, big question, a huge dilemma. Is it wet or too wet? Sorry, is it wet or not too wet? What do you have to do here? And for B-Sim, the second issue at hand here is, can he get to the tail of the safety car and avoid another potential Shining Storm situation? Because remember, Shining Storm did not manage to get to the tail of the safety car at the end of the first safety car period, and now B-Sim is now facing a similar situation now on the second period. Now, the safety car is now going through the Padang Straight. B-Sim now only entering through the speed trap along Raffles Boulevard. So, B-Sim along ground to make up. Remember, it's only a short distance between the Padang and the second split across the Esplanade Bridge. He has time to make up here. You can tell he's really pushing, and he's just hoping the safety car does not make it there. Now, the safety car's at the hairpin there. It's just negotiating the corner as B-Sim now entering through the Padang Straight. The safety car as well on the opposite end of the Padang, going through the Esplanade Bridge. And I'm pretty sure the safety car should be entering yes, it's coming in this lap. And Panadan, once again the race leader, now all the more the reason for Panadan to get going. He wants to get going because he knows the car at the end right now is not his teammate. It is an Aston Martin driver. It is not his team. It's a rival driver. And I'm sure that Panadan, all the more reason now to put the floor to the metal, put the pedal to the metal as long as the safety car, as long as the game allows him to. B-Sim now to the end of the tail right now. Yes, it's to the tail right now. B-Sim is caught up. So, no point for Panadan right now. But right now, we see Von Haley. Von Haley's going to 4th. He's overtook multiple cars in the safety car period. But he's disconnected. His ghost is there. But will that be under investigation? Now, Wayne takes the place back, but now he's unghosted because the safety car's in. But is that going to be investigated? Because it's a illegal maneuver, and I always can't always. Well, I'm not sure what's happening there, but it's almost another turn 1 incident. As we saw earlier, Darky's made a move on but Wido after all the topsy-turvying. And now Corrado's in 2nd ahead of Takamesa and Wayne. It's just confusing there. Corrado is still defending his place at NBC. But Skipper again. Skipper's getting tangled again. Skipper's got his front wing tangled. Yes, he's gone again. Skipper's gone. Skipper's lost his 2nd front wing. He's got tangled by somewhere around the Republic Avenue area, and that is it. And we see more changes in position right now. Wayne and Corrado, a little bit of position swap right there, and Corrado's clearly losing it. But big news there for Skipper. What's happened? As we see Maple Leaf, New, and Wido still battling out. We have more battles going down the Padang Straight. 6-way fight for P8 right now. Look at that. New but Wido, well, New is holding him all them up, I guess. So, and now down the inside, a Felipe Massa move from Hedris as he blocks Maple Leaf from getting past. But now, New and Wido starting. Oh, New's lost it. New has lost it. Overshot's breaking point in the car. Shining Storm also losing it. X-Knights also losing it as they go into that corner. Car shooting in then. I mean, That's a penalty too for X-Knights. He's collided with Shining Storm by trying reversing out, and he's got a penalty for himself as well. As Taco Mancer takes the lead. Panadan pits. It's too dry now for the wet tires. It's disaster there for Panadan. Corrado also pits, and the strategical error from McLaren has caused it because there's a safety car. No, because it's a safety car, but whatever it is, the strategical error has played a part. Panadan is not going to be leading a race after this. Taco Mancer leads the race from Wayne and Darky. Panadan, where's it going to end up? Panadan's going to finish it. He's going to start 8th. He's going to come out 8th, but Skipper's come out. Double stack there for Williams. But why though? Also penning for a front wing. Look at Skipper, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Skipper. Skipper's no. Oh, he's going to be held up because it's a double stack. It's a double stack there for Williams. A double stack of Williams there. And Skipper's going to be held up in the pit lane. There's a disaster for Williams' pit crew there. It's a whole minute inside the pit lane for Skipper. Skipper's going to come out in 13th place. Well, he's lost even more places there. Yes, there's a benefit of the safety car, but the whole field scattered out again. The third safety car period in less than half a race distance. 3 safety car periods in just 12 laps. My goodness me. In the rain here, the rain gods and the weather gods here causing a huge case of drama here for our first race in 2025. And what did they say about the monsoon surge here in Singapore? It's causing high-end drama here in the Marina Bay Street Circuit. And the order is just changing up and down the order. And we might have our third race winner here in Singapore tonight. Wow, look at that. Skipper still losing it across 10-8. He's not comfortable. He's not comfortable in these conditions. And the Skipper not having any participation with the front runners throughout the course of this race so far. Yes, he did well in qualifying, but ever since the first lap of this race, not on terms with traffic here, not on terms here. He's not even got the affinity on the inside. He's just getting tangled in every single incident so far. And just leaving him now in 13th here. And once again, with time running out, 18 laps to go in this race, he's got lots of work to do coming up from the back of the grid once again. Now, newsflash. Big news here. What is Panadan going to do from 8th on the grid? We know he's the fastest driver on track. He is literally JAF Season 7's Max Verstappen. But yes, he's good in the West. He's good in drives. He is potentially our fastest driver on the grid. But in these sort of conditions, without help with DRS and without any sort of assistance there, what are you going to do? How are you going to carve your way up there? Remember, we have quite a number of quick drivers up there. We have Taco Wayne, we have Darky, we have Hidris. What are you going to do? What are you going to do from there? As we see now, Shining Storm pitting. Once again for a new start. Intense X-Knights pitting there. Did he lost his front wing, I think, again? Yes, X-Knights, I think he lost his front wing. No, just pitting. Not sure what was that for, but I mean, a pit stop is a pit stop. But, well, just pray the safety car doesn't come in again. But once again, we have two drivers very distant away from the safety car, and especially X-Knights. He's a long way back from that snake right now. X-Knights just came out of the pit lane right now. The safety car is already negotiating his way towards the Anderson Bridge. It's too late for X-Knights. I don't think he's gonna get to the tail in time. And what do you have here? I think has it stopped raining? No, it's not stopped raining, but I think it's clearly intermediate conditions then. Oh, thankfully for them, safety car will not be entering on this lap. So, safety car still continues his way. But Marlander continues his way down through Raffles Avenue. So, more time for X-Knights Shining Storm to catch up. Benefit for them is that they will have 1 lap faster tires compared to those ahead of them immediately, and 5 lap faster tires compared to the front runners and the race leaders. So, if tire age is anything to go by here in Singapore, considering it is a long 5 km circuit, it helps. Sacramento leading away to Wade, then Dark and Von Haley. What's an interesting note here is that we have the front runners, top 6, running on at least 5 lap old tires, whereas the bottom few, the bottom half of the grid, are running on fresher tires by these 4 laps. So will this tire age factor be a part to play towards the end of the race? Do not go anywhere, we have to find out. In the second half of this race, X-Knights pits again. Why? Why is he pitting again? Does he love his pit crew so much? Does he get homesick? This is already his 4th pit stop in 14 laps. Oh, if he loves the pit stop so much, come on, man. Just go have a beer or something. Stay in the garage. Well, he just loves catching up to the back of the pack so much, doesn't he? God knows whether these are fresh new intermediate tires. There must be a limit. There certainly must be a limit of the number of tires of each compound they bring to each race. I don't believe that is his 4th intermediate tire. You don't need that many for a 31 lap race, but it's questionable. Why do you need to pit this many times in a wet race? So meanwhile, camera focus on Sacramento leading the pack right now. Ahead of Wayne once again. Sacramento and Wayne stuck together for the majority of the race right now. We have both Mercedes earning good points as it stands. Darky and Von Haley in the Mercedes team. Now Mercedes, as it stands in the constructors title, they are currently seated. They're currently seated in 4th on the grid right now, 72 points, 1 behind AlphaTauri in 3rd. Now Sacramento, as it stands, would get the full suite of 25 points today. But what's interesting to note here is that Mercedes, with both drivers running in the top 4, they will get 34 and they will leapfrog AlphaTauri in the constructors by the end of this race if it stays as it is. So good job from Mercedes for retaining this level of consistency and just keeping it clean. But the question now is, can they keep it clean for this 3rd safety car restart, led by Sacramento now, as he's negotiating his way across the start-finish line. As now we see Sacramento starting another restart. Here we go again. Dwayne trying to get on terms with him. Darky Von Haley as well is going to get a little bit nasty there. Oh, shuts the door there, Sacramento. And a huge midfield fight. Of course, there's something we look out for. Skipper's got past New, and the car's going all over the place now. A huge speed differential really playing a part right there. Skipper's got past New safely. And as we see Sacramento not pulling the gap that Panadan would do. And Wayne is keeping on terms with him. Darky and Von Haley all keeping up close with him as well. It's still Sacramento from Wayne, from Darky, Von Haley, Hedris, and Skipper's been out of the place. Skipper's dueling with Curado and Ferrari. Skipper's back onto the top 10 now. But Curado is really not trying to give it on his own arms. He's making Skipper's life really difficult indeed. Curado stays in 10th place as it stands. But now the gap's really starting to form there. Sacramento, Wayne, and Darky now working together to actually, well, make their gains away from the rest of the pack. The top 3 now really on the stern right now. They know they have a vendetta against Panadan. Panadan is not making any ground in this opening stages of this race. We do have Old Maple Leaf in that duel right now. It is not doing well. I think he's got a problem there. Huge battle in the midfield. And I think there's something to watch. Von Haley really holding everyone up, and this is causing battles up and down the grid. Look at this battle here. Von Haley, 3.4 seconds behind his teammate already, but it's helping Ducky huge there. Look at Von Haley. He's defending well. Panadan down the inside of Maple Leaf, and Maple Leaf defends for his might there, and Panadan can't get past. Look at this. And down the inside goes Hedges. Can't make past. Von Haley defending for his life. Wow. Everything Fernando lost back in 2021 was humongous. Von Haley, oh, he just almost, there's only so much he can defend for, and hit, and no, he's still a hit. He's still a, oh, he just got knocked. He got knocked for a hit just, but oh, he's battling that from, wow. Von Haley's really doing it, but Panadan, oh, down the inside with that double overtake on Von Haley. Fantastic move, and not fantastic there by Skipper. Skipper's gone again. Another front wing gone for Skipper, and this time around a VSC being deployed, and with all that battling by Von Haley, Skipper has damaged another front wing, and an unlucky day turned into a disastrous day for Skipper. And it's only a VSC. There's no S. Is it SC? It's upgraded to a safety car, I think. Yes, safety car is out. It's coming out. We can see the yellow bit on our minimap once again. But now we have Skipper really praying. He's really praying that it's going to be upgraded to a safety car and trying to do whatever he can to catch up to the pack again. But he's going to nurse that car around. We might just have our 4th safety car period of the night tonight here in Singapore. But Wido's got another. Yes, it's upgraded to a safety car now. But Wido now he has got a 5-second penalty for collision with Curado, and certainly it's gonna. Our cameraman Executive5 is looking at this stream right now, controlling cameras and thinking, I have a long week ahead of me right now, because that's what it is. It is gonna be a long list of tickets waiting for him to be investigated and end on this. And Skipper's just losing all the traction here. Look at Skipper just going everywhere with that broken front wing. He can't do anything. Well, we can be out Skipper once again as we look at the pit lane situation. We have the top 3 pitting. Tachomancer, Wayne, Ducky all pitting. Well, is it time for dries or is it still... Well, it's not raining anymore. It's dry. And I think that's why Skipper is losing it. It's on the right compound tires right now. It's a dry circuit right now. Drivers all going on the slick tires. We have Tachomancer, Wayne, Ducky on the mediums. Penderden going on the hard compound tires. Tire preservation for that Curado is going on the hard tires. But Wido now, serving penalty going on the medium compound tires. But Von Haley, New, Shining Swarm, and X-Knights all staying on the intermediate tires. What about Skipper? Also going on the medium compound tires. So, the big question is, what is going to happen for those on the top 4? Are they on the wrong strategy? Skipper's got held over the pit lane once again. I think it's about Wido once again. But Wido's not really helping out his teammate much. He's really holding up his teammate at the worst possible times, especially when his teammate really needs a front wing change. And certainly this is not helping Skipper by any means. Now look at the top 4 here. They are on the intermediate tires. Certainly with the rain not raining anymore, they have to come in for slick tires. And whatever it is, they are positioned on the track now. They are going to give... It is additional traffic for Skipper to get past when the green flag goes out. And with Wido holding up his teammate in the pit lane for that additional time, that is more time being wasted in the pit lane. Now the question now is, will these 4 drivers become an additional burden for Skipper once he gets out of the pit lane? Now, this Skipper is really racing to get back into the pack as quickly as possible, and he's hoping the safety car can just back the pack up a little more so that he won't have to get caught up in the traffic. Now, Von Haley, Noom, X-Knights, and Shining Storm are still stuck behind the safety car, going through Raffles Avenue now. They're turning right into the Singapore Flyer. Skipper is going past the Anderson Bridge. I think he's going at full speed right now. He's going at full speed in the slick tires. So, according to my map, is showing a purple sector for these drivers. For Skipper right now. It's indeed purple for Skipper. Yes, it is purple. He's really trying to get back on terms with the rest of the pack. So, the thing is, can he get past the drivers who are now pitting for slick tires? Look at Von Haley. Hard tires for Von Haley now. Keep an eye out for Skipper. Where is Skipper going to come out? Skipper now across the Singapore Flyer. Left turn. Onto the start finish straight. Oh, Skipper, no! Skipper's lost it, isn't he? I think he's lost a little bit of time right there. And no, he's not going to make it past. Shining Storm gets out. The rest will get out ahead of him. He just misses it. No, he's not going to get out in front of him. Skipper's behind. He's lost. Skipper's lost. And and everyone's already pitted. That is it for Skipper. Oh my goodness me. Skipper is plumb lost right now. And in this sort of scenario with just, well, at most 12 laps to go, and with his title rival Penderden in 4th place on a hard tire, which can last longer as well. So we can expect Penderden to really start charging up on the top 3 as soon as the green flag goes waving again. And Skipper on the medium compound tire, yes, you know he's on the soft compound. He'll have the optimal tire at this stage, but as the tires start to wear down, well, It is a ticking time bomb for Skipper right now. Time is really of the essence for Skipper. He needs to get going as soon as the flag starts waving, and it's really turning into a very difficult evening here for Skipper if he wants to keep his title hopes alive. Now, Tacromancer, as it stands, is still leading the race in first place. As it stands right now, it is gonna be Tacromancer closing to within 8 points of Skipper at the end of this race. Safety car coming into this race, and the whole pack is being bunched up right now. We almost seen a collision now in the mid pack. We have no idea what's going on, but now the safety car should be peeling in pretty soon, as we expected. Now we see Tacromancer in AlphaTauri. And see Darky really closing in on Wayne. He's really getting patient there. When will Tacromancer start to drop the hammer now? The answer is now. Drops the hammer. I think he caught Wayne napping a little bit right now. Wayne's under immense pressure there from Beastie was losing places and still squabbling over the mid pack right now. And we're gonna see a few moves being to make the mid pack. I think it's but Wido he just right there still making a few moves, but now it's still Tacromancer from Darky. They're still going to be DRS of each other, and Pandadan's still in 4th place, fighting with this field. But now, the battle for the lead officially begins. Well behind Skipper, his recovery drive has to begin ASAP. But right now, we have a 4-way fight for the race win with Tacromancer, Wayne, Darky, and Pandadan. Just a shame that Skipper can't join in this fight to pick a 5-way, but a 4-way fight, definitely. Something we'll definitely welcome this. Look at that. Wayne and Darky, Pandadan. They're all within 4 tenths of each other, and it's just reminiscent of 2023. We have, remember, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, George Russell, Lewis Hamilton, all fighting for the race win on this closing stages of the race, and they all stuck together all the way. The question now is, will the pressure break reach on them? Look at that! Pandadan's on Darky! Pandadan just making a move on Darky! Oh my goodness, being down the Anderson Bridge! Daring as in my Pandadan back up into the podium places there after the strategical error. Pandadan's really on the charge right now, and it's starting to close in on Wayne now, but Darky trying to fight back. Darky really all using his opportunity to get close up. Can't, not at this point in time, but it's still Tacromancer from Wayne, then Pandadan. Meanwhile, we look at the top 4 still battling out right now. This Wayne closing off the Tacromancer, diving inside. Wayne down the inside of Tacromancer. Amazing move from Wayne. We have our 4th race leader of the race. No names of Wayne, the reserve driver. Can Wayne win his first ever JAF race here in Singapore? We know Wayne has been consistently finishing on the podium places, but we have not seen Wayne win a race yet. Will this be his first? And as a reserve driver, to look at Wayne, charging up to try to put Tacromancer into the clutches of Pandadan and Darky here. It is a huge relief from Skipper, however, who's been up to 11th place. Wayne, well, I'm pretty sure Skipper will be hoping for Wayne to win this, because it is great for his title hopes right here. Look at that. Now Pandadan closing on Tacromancer. Oh my goodness me. If you're a Skipper, a mixture of emotions right now. If you're tuning into what's happening in the top 4 of the grid, look at this here. Then Pandadan closing in on Tacromancer. We see this, look at this. Tacromancer starting to maintain that gap between the 6 tenths of Wayne now. As Maple Leaf, well, we can still see him in the distance, so if any of the top 4 makes a mistake, Maple Leaf will certainly be right behind him to actually start capitalizing on their errors right now. And still see Corrado and Wido still jostling for positions in the mid-pack. Now, fastest start of the race goes to Wayne, so Pandadan dropping even more points this evening. But now we have the DRS being enabled for the final 10 laps of this race. You have yellow flag in sector 3, but Wido's crash out. And it's a Lance Stroll incident there. Shining Sword almost hits the back of his car, the carnage there. It is a similar incident to Lance Stroll, but Wido's hit the wall. I don't know how, but then, well, Skipper's up to 7th too. But it's a disaster there for Williams. They're not able to get a double points finish here, unfortunately. And a huge shame for him. But Wido, He's exhibited such great pace in the wet phase of the race, but when the track comes dry, I think he just got one of the wet patches on the circuit right there and just losing it there. He just meanwhile has got a time penalty for multiple warnings. Skipper as well got the time penalty for multiple warnings or something, but that's not going to bode well for Skipper there because he has a huge number of cars right behind him, and I think that's going to be disastrous there for Skipper. He's not able to pull away from Corrado at the same time. But meanwhile, the top four still looking very close indeed. Still, the top four now 3.3 seconds away from Maple Leaf. Taco Mensa now currently in second still. Still Ferrari leading away from AlphaTauri, then McLaren, then Mercedes. DRS enabled now. Darky now suddenly fastest up in the race. As the top four become even closer now. We have Taco Mensa still closing in on Wayne as he stands half a second. Skipper's got another 3-second time penalty. A total of 6 seconds now, and that's gonna put him down into Hedris territory now. Disaster there for Skipper, who I think he's really pushing really hard, but he has to be mindful of those penalties he's clocking here. He can't afford to get too many of those. We see Wayne, Taco, and we go back to the battle for the top four. It's still extremely close there between the top four drivers. All four potential race winners here, but Wayne now continually leading the race and just nicely putting Taco Mensa in Penden's clutches here. And I'm not sure if he's just trying to give Taco Mensa the DRS to prevent Penden. We're taking a look at that. Well, I'm not sure whether it's the top three. Sorry, the runner-up drivers who are just jostling each other and just giving Wayne all that breathing space he needs. Now, it is 7 tenths between Wayne and Taco Mensa, but it's 2 cents constantly between Penden and Taco Mensa. I'm pretty sure Penden will really want to get a move on and pass Taco Mensa to extend his lead because he knows today is the best day to do so. With Skipper struggling, having an agonizingly bad day, Penden knows that today is a great day to extend his lead, and this is what he's trying to do. There he goes, DRS wide open, but also DRS wide open for Taco Mensa. I don't think he's able to get close enough. No, he can't get close enough. It's still waiting from Taco Mensa, from Penden, then from Ducky, as they say the top four as status quo. Yes, welcome Sky to the stream. You're just joining us, you just missed the wet face of the race, and that's not to discount that the dry face of the race is boring. It is definitely not boring because it is shaping up to be another 2023 finish with 4 drivers jostling for the lead, but unfortunately I think Ducky just dropped back a little bit, maybe to cool off his tires. We still have Wayne, no, I think still Wayne tackling from Penden. Ducky, he was trying to get close up again to get within DRS range, but he started off the Esplanade Bridge, but somehow Taco Mensa is still not still staying ahead of Penden by just over 3 tenths of a second. Penden's still trying to find my way past Taco Mensa, but so long as Taco Mensa stays within the DRS range of Wayne, Penden shouldn't be able to get past Taco Mensa. Let's just close this time. He's trying to use his battery to get past Taco Mensa. No, he's not gonna risk it. He's gonna stay behind Taco Mensa at this point of time. Round 23 out of 31. Penden's now starting closing on Taco Mensa again. Taco Mensa is now 8 tenths back from Wayne. Wayne starting to pull off a little bit. Made a little mistake there, Wayne. Through turn 16 and 17. Taco Mensa closes up again. Penden still not able to get through at this occasion. Penden and Taco Mensa continue to jostle for that first run-up spot. So we see now lap 24-31. So he continued away. One around Marina Bay. When will Penden blink and start making a move? Taco Mensa places his car nicely in the lead, but this is going to give lots and lots of traction to Penden. Made a mistake in that Taco Mensa, and that's going to give Possum dearly. Penden finally through and up in the second spot. And now he's going to set his sights on Wayne now. Because he knows that Wayne has similar pace to Taco Mensa, but I don't think Wayne is that much quicker compared to Penden, or is it Penden who is actually quicker than Wayne? Now, medium tires already 7 lap. They're already on 7 lap medium tires, and I think they are going to approach a crossover point whereby the hard tires are going to be the optimal tires as opposed to the medium tires, which are already starting to wear down. So it's going to come back to Penadden someday as it stands right now. Now, DRS wide open for Penadden, no DRS for Wayne, and clearly Penadden is really that much closer to Wayne as Sacramento was in the previous few laps, and Penadden will certainly be using the next few straights to just get up close to Wayne. Now he'll be using the start finish straight to get up close and trying to make another lunge on the next lap down Raffles Boulevard. Let's see if that strategy is going to work out for Penadden. Clearly, DRS is going to be wide open for Penadden. Will this be the lap that Penadden starts to take over the lead again? Now, Wayne tries to break off the slipstream for Penadden. No point, is still 3 tenths back. Penadden just lurking in the shadows of Wayne like a lion hunting for his prey right now. Penadden just lurking right behind, already breaking off the DRS track from Sacramento, who's actually now coming under that pressure from Darky. So coming out of the battle as well, but now Penadden all over the back of Wayne, 3 tenths of a second. Wayne pulling off a defensive ship. Now he's done, but I think Takamansa's run out of energy because Darky down the inside, pushing him off Takamansa White. Takamansa stays for now and going defensive there. Oh, they go run really close to the wall there, Takamansa and Darky. They still say yes it is, but what about the front two right now? We have now Wayne and Penadden. It's all locking up now. The gap now less than 2 tenths of a second. The top four now separated into two head-to-head battles for the lead and for the final podium spot here. It is going to get even more exciting from now on here. Do not go anywhere because this whole race is only going to start to unravel. Sorry there, how to catch a drink. Hello. Yes. Once again, ignites, continuing on and trying to find his way past trying to get past ninth place Hidris. He's not trying to get, just can't actually overtake him at this point of time. So we are trying to look at trying to get past the ninth place driver there. not going to get past the driver. So now we're looking at Wayne, who's still 6 tenths behind Canada. So once again, apologies for the connection there. ISP issues. So once again, back on the stream. Once again, we apologize for the disruption there. We have Beeson, who is just DNF there. He has got a crash on somewhere there. Panadan still leading away from Wayne, then Takamanson from Darky. Skipper and Maple Leaf down 3 and 1 spots respectively. Collado up 8 spots so far. Great job from the Ferrari driver. We have Noom, Hedris, X-Knight, Shining Storm, and Von Hedig. 12 drivers remaining. And all 12 drivers are the ones who are scoring points. So for all finishers will score points. As it stands now, we're not seeing any sort of head-to-head battles on the track at this point in time. With all drivers finishing still 1 second away from each other. Let's see a Skipper now. Oh, getting under pressure from Darky now. Darky's closing on Skipper for some reason. So Skipper is now in 4th place. Darky's very closing on him. So Takamansa now. Takamansa is also getting under pressure from Skipper and Darky, as now we're on the penultimate lap of the race. Skipper now closing in on Takamansa. I think Takamansa is really losing on the tires. We're all on medium compound tires, to be fair. 13 lap old tires. And then we need someone to get a little bit deck out in front right now. 1.5 ahead of Wayne. Takamansa getting under huge pressure from Skipper and then Darky. Well, it's 3-way fight for the final podium spot there, in 3rd position. So it's still getting pretty tight for these drivers. Let me see, Skipper, yes, finally made a move on Takamansa for 3rd place. As Takamansa's got another penalty for multiple warnings, he's got over track limits, and this is not good for Takamansa. He's down there, and you can see Skipper's got 6 seconds though. Takamansa's got 3 seconds. So Takamansa's still finishing in that 3rd right now. So we're on the final lap of the race. Panadan and Wayne crossing the line there. Skipper and Takamansa in 3rd and 4th respectively now. And at this point of time, you see Darky being out of yards range from the tube. Darky knows that he's going to inherit the spot because all he needs to do is just stay within that close window. 6 seconds of Skipper, 3 seconds of Takamansa is going to inherit 3rd place. So Darky just needs to stay behind at this point of time. Meanwhile, Noom and Hydra still pretty close to each other. We see But he just has a penalty as well, so getting past him isn't really going to help much. So, not much going on the track right now, but interestingly, it's still going to be Panadin, who is expected to win this race. Without any penalties, Wayne in second place, doing a very fantastic job for the Ferrari team here. We know that he wasn't as strong in the wet conditions, but in these dry conditions, but Wayne is really closing in pretty well here. Wayne certainly in second, breaking the two types of protagonists in second. But Panadin now to conclude the Singapore Grand Prix for the first race in 2025 and the first race in the second half of the season. Panadin takes his 4th win of the season ahead of Wayne for another decent podium finish in second place. Darky there, after penalties applied, in 3rd place, just 8 tenths ahead of Tacromancer to snatch a podium away. Great job there from Darky. Tacromancer in 4th. Skipper will have to settle for 5th place as the fireworks go off in a traditional Singapore fashion here. Corrado will finish 7th. Newman 8th. Defending always by against Hedges there. Look at that, Hedges trying to find a way past New. Now, Hedges trying to get past New right now. Okay, it's going to be a photo finish. He'll want to do it. Just want to stick on the camera. Oh, he just got another penalty. And X-Nice will inherit in 9th place. Hedges will finish in 10th. Shining Swarm in 11th now, taking his first points from McLaren there. And we thought Shining Storm coming in with a lot of lack of confidence here in the early stages of the season. But there we have it, Shining Storm bagging in 2 points for his team today. And I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with it. Von Haley as well, Von Haley the Mercedes, getting his first points for the team here. And I'm pretty sure we're finishing on top of the order or at the bottom of the order, and it's a very exhilarating race. Every finisher will be happy with his finishing position today. Von Haley, after all the drama he's been through, despite finishing at the back of the grid, he'll be happy to finish in that P11 place. So, here are your podium celebrations here. Much well-deserved celebrations, as we see the McLaren of Panadin finishing here, and the heavy rain, look at that. Oh my goodness here. To start the year 2025, we have our finishes here. 12 out of 16 finishes. I'm pretty sure we have a very, very good debrief right after this. 6 pit stops there from X-Nice and Shining Storm. 6 pit stops, still finishing in the points. And just to go once again to preach a statement, it is not over till it's over. Fastest lap of the race, going to Skipper with a 1:32.633. Just a 10 faster. Sorry, just 2 100s faster than Darky there. So a very marginal gap by that. About 5 drivers having the fastest time within a 10 of each other. So it could have been a 5-way fight for the lead, but the drama overtakes everything. It is still a very accelerating finish there. We have different battles happening up and down the order throughout different phases of the Grand Prix. It is still Panadin who leaves with his 4th trophy here of the 7th season of the JAF. So once again, looking through the race analysis for this evening, we have Panadin in 1st place, away from Wayne in 2nd. Just about 2.7 seconds behind, away from Darky in 3rd. About 8.9 seconds behind the leader. Chakramensah in 4th. 9.7 behind. Skipper at 11.2 behind after penalties being applied. Maple Leaf close behind in 6th place, 16.8 behind. Curado, great job there from 15 to finish 7th. 22.5 behind. Noom, 44.5 behind. Excites, 46 seconds behind. Hydris, Shining Storm, Von Halen beats him. Oh, sorry, Excites, Hydris, Shining Storm, and Von Halen completing our points finishes for this evening. I'm pretty sure today we will not have our Panadan plus Skipper show for the podium interview. I'm pretty sure we're going to have our usual suspects though. The most frequent permanent driver to attend a podium interview, we have Panadan. Most frequent reserve driver to attend a podium interview, we have Wayne, of course. And Darky, of course, we'll be happy with another podium finish. So, just run our podium interview, just getting ready to come in right now. I think it is a long night. I think they're just tired. It is a long night here in Singapore, and I think they, like everyone else, just not go to bed. But for the second formality, I think we just have Darky, who is right now in the commentator's room. Let's see if we have anyone else coming in. New year, new interviews. Just waiting for two more to come into the room for their podium interviews. Yes. Once again, we have Darky, first one. We have Darky. Welcome to the interview again. So I'm pretty sure it was a very difficult race for you once again. So take us through the entire journey of the race. How was it to finish in third, inheriting the win from inheriting podium from the penalties from Skipper and Tecromancer? Darky? So yes, Darky. Once again, how do you feel finishing on the podium? Oh, I think we lost Zaki right here. So we just have to skip in for a while. So let's move on to the first run up, Wayne. So Wayne, welcome back on the podium once again for Ferrari. So take us through the podium. It must have been a very difficult race.
Yeah, I did not expect the wet conditions to come in for the race. So and expecting my wet pace, I did not expect such a high result in the end. Honestly, during the stint, I was actually struggling quite badly with the amount of oversteers and near misses into the wall I had. And I think even with the setup tweaks, it didn't really benefit that much. So very fortunate to be able to go through the field without getting any damage, unlike what happened behind me. So yeah, really happy with the pace today.
And of course, great that you kept it coming one piece and very clean race from you. No penalties as well. So well, it's a P2. And of course, great both you were battling from Panadan coming back up through the field as well. So take us through a battle with Panadan. It must be pretty exciting battling with our current championship leader.
Yeah, it was quite nerve wracking seeing Panda then going through the field that quickly. And especially him pitting for hearts, I expected his pace to be slightly less than mine, but I kind of underestimated him and he caught up to me quite quickly. I tried to give it all I could, and surprisingly I could keep him behind me for quite a few laps. Afterwards I kind of lost my tires, but I tried to stay with him as much as I could. But uh the most important thing that uh the most important thing was that both of us kept it clean, both of us fought well, gave each other room. So yeah, I think both of us did quite well considering where we started and where we finished now.
Of course, of course. I mean, I almost lost my voice commentating about the virtual battles between yourself and Panda. So very exciting battling, and really hope to see you battle more in the coming races. So one more question for you, Wayne. Given that it's already the sixth race of the JF season, and you have been consistently attending these races, do you have any plans on coming back as a permanent driver for the JF?
I do definitely have some plans to come back as a permanent driver. The only thing that's really stopping me is my unpredictable schedule. So I don't really want to trouble the management that much. But of course, when there's vacancies, I'll definitely try to take the opportunity to my fullest potential as I can to compete for the championship.
All right, well deserved podium once again, Wayne, and thanks again for the interview, and have a happy new year. See you again.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
All right, next up, Panda Dan for the race win. Hi, Panda Dan.
Hi.
Hi. Right, so fourth race win here in the JF and extending your championship lead by quite a margin again. So take us through your race win. This time in a very difficult condition with all the wet to dry conditions. Take us through the experience during driving, despite it being home race in Singapore, but it must be difficult for you, surely.
Yeah, honestly, the whole race was a strategy headache. I had a hard time thinking like, oh, what tire should I go at what point of time? Yeah, and it was very difficult to decide what was the right tire. Yeah, and I think at one point I was running wets when it was drying up. So at that point I was kind of like gambling already. At that point I was quite unlucky with the safety cars as well, which wasn't ideal. Afterwards, I tried to keep a safe approach to all my strategy after that.
Of course, the most conservative strategy always works. But it has come to our attention that there was an incident during a safety car period whereby your teammate Shining Storm was somewhere kind of far behind, and we're all gambling for you to actually wait for your team to catch up with the safety car pack before you let go. But turns out you didn't. So take us through that decision. Why do you decide to continue on without waiting for your teammate?
Honestly, I wasn't aware, so I'm sorry.
All right. And pretty interesting to see that your qualifying pace was pretty good as well. So take us through your qualifying. Towards the very end, I mean, you were pretty dominant in Q1, Q2, but in Q3, apparently the competition, it kind of cracked up with Techromancer just qualifying just less than 10th behind you. So how was qualifying? What happened during Q3?
Honestly, qualifying wasn't that easy for me, even though my margin was quite okay lah, in my opinion. But honestly, I felt I could have done better because I did not have much practice prior to this. Yeah. So honestly, I felt like I could have done better for qualifying overall.
And well, of course, and last but not least, it must be have been a very difficult race for your podium partner, Skipper. But turns out, yeah, it's a very difficult day for Skipper today, and is not able to join us on the podium tonight. So, any messages for your podium rival? I'm sorry, your championship rival, Skipper. Any words? Any encouraging words you want to bring up to him?
Yeah, honestly, I think this race he had a pretty bad race, especially towards the back of the field. So yeah, it's just mostly bad luck on his end, and I think he will be able to come back much stronger after this race and possibly fight together with all of us here. Well,
Of course, we know Skipper has been really consistent here, and not having him on the podium feels a bit of a little bit of a cameo appearance for him. So I'm real unfortunate for Skipper, and definitely looking forward to more exciting races between yourself and Skipper as well. Thanks, Benedict.
thank you.
All right, finally, another face on the podium, Daki. Welcome back onto the podium in third place. So I'm pretty sure you're pretty happy to inherit those wins, those podiums after Techromancer and Skipper got a penalty. So must be a difficult race from you as well. So take us through your journey throughout the race.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did a stupid move and crashed out on my first lap for Q3. So I kind of had to start from P10. So like, and it didn't help that it was full wets at the start of the race. So like it was like almost halfway through as well. So like I was stuck with like midfield shenanigans. I even got almost spun once because I got hit on the side. But yeah, I think all the safety cars kind of helped And yeah, people are just, I guess, overshooting, like they're breaking too late, running wide. So I just kind of took advantage of that and just cut through the field. And yeah, like I somehow managed to go up the ladder. But yeah, once the dry started, I think I kind of messed around with my setup a bit too much to make it more suited for the wets. So in the dry, like I was losing 3/10 on the straights. So yeah, kind of messed up there, but luckily I kept it clean. And Tekro got a penalty like almost on the final lap. And I saw Skipper behind with a 6-second penalty, so I also didn't really fight him too hard. And yeah, I mean, my pace wasn't there, but like I'm just lucky, I guess.
Right. Pretty sure it's great to have you on the podium. So obviously you did mention about the changing conditions from the wet to the dry. So how confident that you would actually be on the podium if the weather stayed wet, or do you think you may have even performed better if the weather stayed wet? I mean, we did see you showing a lot of strong pace in the west. You're making quite a lot of moves over the opponents, and yeah, give us through a rundown, and maybe a prediction. How would your result be if it stayed wet?
I think honestly, I'm not really sure. I think maybe by then, if it stayed the same, I think Skipper and Pandaren would have caught up. I mean, they did in the end, but it's like they would have caught up a lot faster. So I don't think I would have really been on the podium. So I guess I'm kind of lucky. I tried to keep it as clean as I could. I got a little bit of wing damage at the end when I was fighting out with Tekro, but I tried my best, to keep up with everyone and everyone in front. So yeah.
So how does this look, Sapon? For the remaining 5 races of the season, would you be carrying this optimistic mindset towards the final few races?
Yeah. I mean, like I said last time, my main goal is to get P3 in the championship against Tekro. But yeah, I don't know what races are gonna be, what tracks are gonna be next. I hope it's ones that I'm better at. Singapore was a bit tough because it's a street race, but I think even if I don't get P3, I think it's I had a lot of fun, for in this league. Being able to race with people that are really good instead of stomping people in public lobbies. So yeah.
Of course, and that's the aim of the JF itself. And I appreciate that all 3 of you had fun battling each other, and also we love to see these head-to-head battles up and down the field as well. So once again, great to see you battle, and well deserved podium for the 3 of you. Difficult race, and have a happy new year. See you again for the next race. All right. So moving on to race number 7 out of 11 right now. It isn't going to be a long break, which we say in real life Formula 1. We do have a summer break, but in JAF we do have a bit of a winter break at the start of the new year, and that's because we have a long, 4-week break in view of the Chinese New Year celebrations. We know that most of the drivers do observe the Lunar New Year, and they'll be busy visiting their next of kin, their relatives, etc. So they will be busy celebrating the Lunar New Year. So we'll be looking at around 7th race in 4 weeks' time after the Lunar New Year period. So the vote unfortunately isn't out yet on the next racetrack. I mean, it was prematurely released for race number 6 at the end of the new year last year. We haven't decided, the management team is yet to decide the 3 races for race number 7. It's being kept a little bit of a mystery right now on what's the 7th race of the season at this moment of time. But I'm pretty sure that's what Ducky has said. Ducky is really trying to avoid street circuits if at all possible. I'm not sure if he voted for Singapore himself, or let's see what Ducky voted. No, he didn't vote for Singapore, of course. He voted for Brazil. So, yes, surprisingly, Ducky got a podium for a circuit which is not suited to his driving style. So amazing job from Ducky to get a podium. But I'm pretty sure the remaining 5 races would be equally exciting to see what can he do in his battle head-to-head with Takameta, as well as that for the main championship lead between Panadan and Skipper, by which Keeper has really tried to limit his damage for this race. What's going to spell out for the next 5 races? We'll only have to find out in 4 weeks' time. But meanwhile, enjoy Happy New Year for everybody. Enjoy your 2025. And of course, Gong Si Fa Chai, everybody. See you on the 8th of February.